Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
Jay! How's it going?
On fire again, buddy.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
Again, we are related by work on Twitter.
On X.
X, how dare
Yes.
you. You were waiting. How long have you had that in your pocket for a couple of weeks?
I'm waiting every single time. I'm going to wait for it.
Other people do it.
Really?
In public. You hear people say Twitter.
Oh, Twitter?
Tweets. You know what I mean? Like on TV, like watching the US Open or something, they put up somebody's name, they put up like Instagram, whatever, and now it's an X.
Yeah.
But it took a while.
Of course.
It went a while from Twitter, but everybody says tweets and Twitter.
It's going to be like us in the Sky Dome.
You're never not going to say tweets.
Yeah. It's going to be us in the Sky Dome, and the new generation is going to come up and be like, what are you talking about?
They're not on X
Sky Dome?
anyway, right? It's all those old people.
Oh, yeah, that's
You're like
true.
a Facebook old person
Well,
on
no,
X.
X is like middle. X is like middle. We got guys like us, but we don't tweet. And then they got all the young people who
You just
do
said tweet.
Oh shit!
That's easy, you said that's
We
who we
don't
are.
post.
That's who we are.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm because of my scared. This is why I don't watch trailers, because I'm scared to go on Twitter for Big Brother fucking spoilers.
Yeah.
You spoiled yourself. You spoiled yourself a show by showing me about the Corey, not Cody.
Yeah.
Corey, Big Brother thing.
So did you show Tammy?
Yes, and she saw it.
Yeah,
Oh no,
so-
did I still? I don't know if I showed her.
But you saw it.
I saw it for real.
Yeah.
100% for like, now it's a big spoiler because it's red and his lips said Jag.
Oh, I saw that. So I saw
That was,
that
we
one.
saw it last week
Yeah.
when we did our thing. But that's why I haven't been on X, because it's Big Brother spoilers everywhere.
Yeah.
I know it's my algorithm, but you go on one Big Brother tweet a year ago and that's
And
the
then
fucking
they're
thing.
like, you like Big Brother, don't you?
They forced it down my event like they're an Apple event.
Right?
Yeah.
The Apple event. Well,
That's
a
on
good
your docket.
segue.
I don't know where you want to start. Yeah, look
Did
at me
you
go.
watch the Apple event?
No, I had no idea because I'm not on X. I had no idea there was an Apple event. I'm not that much of a fanboy.
But you're a fan.
That's how you want. That's exactly
That's
how you
how
should.
I describe
I can't
it.
not deny that for
You
sure.
like
I'm
Apple
a fan.
stuff?
Not to defend it like you defend your phone.
I don't
defend Apple.
I don't defend, but you know what the thing is? I'm usually the attacker, and I'm usually the person who knows the most
You do.
about what I'm talking about. So people
You
really
are.
don't try to come at me.
You are.
So I'm like a immunity.
You're a troll too, though, and it's an easy troll. But yes,
Yep, I am a troll. So people will say things. People will say things, and it may be correct, but not technically correct. So I'll just go on that one. And be
That's
like,
hilarious.
No, that's wrong, bro.
So the only Apple I've heard a couple Apple news, but when you put that into my head, I was thinking that they got radiation in their phones in France. That's a
Yeah.
whole other subject, and that they are potentially to merge with Disney on things.
Yeah.
So that was it. But I was curious, but it wasn't that you were trying to get at.
So the radiation thing, they said iPhone 13, is it? I think
12.
The 12
Yeah,
emits more radiation than any other phone, and it's probably like minute. So
you're right. That's actually where you should start. It's clickbait.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay,
How does the
whatever.
government get to that point?
I don't even
Is that
think
like-
it was the government. I think it was started from a news thing, and then the government started looking into it.
That's crazy. So yeah, that's a whole other. I don't want to go down
Yeah,
that rabbit
it's
hole.
ridiculous.
Anyway, that's what I heard. We can talk about that. But what was the Apple event all about?
They announced a new watch, the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and the new iPhones.
Wait, okay, like, why Ultra 2? I have a watch that's like a 5 or 7, or Tammy has. I have a newer watch than she does.
They're on 8.
Yeah,
I think
so what's the
8's the
Ultra?
one.
Oh, that's the bigger one?
That's the bigger one for basically for extreme sports and like mountain climbing and deep sea diving and stuff like that.
Oh, I see. It does like extra heart monitor shit or something? Like, what extra does it do other than a big screen?
So it has satellite connectivity.
Holy shit.
It's
Why would
I don't
the
know if it
regular
goes
one have
from
that?
your
Why would they make
phone.
that different? Why would they differentiate? Like, why would, sorry, that's a bad word.
it's like $1,000.
I know, you're right.
Yeah.
Now that you said Ultra,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I was like, why Ultra 2? Because I'm on an 8.
Yeah.
Is that just seems like a very minute distinction.
Yeah.
Why can't they put that in every iWatch?
Well, because it doesn't make that much money if you do that. But it's a bigger screen. The battery life is longer. It's a brighter screen, and it's overall a better product. But it's a product that most people will never use to its full potential. So
Like
it's
everything.
pointless. But it's a status thing. So most people I've seen it on the road a couple
status
times.
things. Or
right?
if you like it, like Tammy likes her iPad Pro better than an iPad.
Yeah,
But that's just,
yeah.
that gives her the same thing, a
Absolutely.
bigger processing, I guess.
It gets better processing. It's a bigger
It's a whole different
screen.
operating system, right?
No, same operating system. Like the iPads.
Yeah.
they're all the same.
I thought when they first came out with the Pro and this is way deeper than I thought,
Yeah.
that it was a whole other chip-based, you know what I mean, like
No.
computing system.
It's all the same.
Okay.
So, but it's just more powerful. It's just better to do stuff.
Sorry, was it always like that? Or was like, did they like have like a whole updated because I remember you like split screens and shit. Used to be able to do two, like, I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
it was like had way more potential.
No.
Worth $1,000 difference, like you're saying, with a different phone or watches.
Is
You
it
know-
worth? No.
No, never is.
But I mean, it's an iPad Pro. They're great. Their speakers are better. The screen is better. So there are tangible things that are better.
When you say watch, because it's so small, the
Yeah.
details are even that much non-different. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's definitely not
The
worth
fact that it gets brighter when you're in the sun isn't going to be that much different if it's already bright enough. You know what I mean? They're talking like extreme things, like you're on a mountain and it's all white and then the sun is bright and you can't see your watch. Well, now you can see it. You know what I mean? So it is better. It can deep sea dive, which is kind of cool, right? So that's benefits.
is this part of the trailer that they show? Like, because you picture yourself deep sea diving or in the mountains skiing.
It's exactly
they
what
show
they
you
do.
that fucking guy.
Hiking and skiing and deep sea diving and like stuff like that they do.
So you
They
watched
show.
it because you knew it came out. Like, what else? Because I guess that's kind of hyped for no reason. Like, it's just another new phone or new watch.
Yeah.
Or did they come out with a new phone too?
They came out with a new phone. So they announced, the regular watch, which is already pretty good, the Ultra watch, and then the phones. I think that's the only things they announced.
So was it a
Oh, and they
A
have
lighting event?
the watch. So the watch has also gestures now. So you can like double tap with your finger. Remember the Vision Pro? You can double tap with
Wow.
your finger and do things if your hand is
Yeah.
full. I think that's only on the Ultra. You can
interesting?
do that. Yeah.
That is so. That's how they draw you in. They're gonna like start getting you used to tapping your fingers.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's
Yeah.
all like body memory, or you know what I mean, like
Absolutely.
fanboy. Like, oh yeah, like we're
Yeah,
the first
you
to do
the
that.
double tap. So they're gonna keep that thing.
Do you think that will become a thing?
What, gestures or double tapping?
Just like doing so, like let's just say your phone is better than Apple's phone, and like Apple, I don't know who came out with it first. I'm not going to argue. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But
No.
eventually they go from the BlackBerry with buttons to no buttons,
Well,
and
I
now
don't-
that tapping might become the next no button
for
phone.
watches. Well, it's only
Or
for
everything.
watches. So they've been on Android
Yeah, I guess watches only.
They've been on Android watches for a while. I
Really?
think like 2 years.
Interesting.
They've had gestures already.
So they're
like
stealing
it's-
something.
Well, yeah, they steal
Again,
from each other
again.
all the time. But it's like an accessibility feature on Android. It's like for people who can't, like, I don't know, some sort of accessibility feature it is. But on iPhone has marketed it as only on the extreme things where you're climbing something and you have this hand full, then you can go like this and switch and check your thing. Now that you're laughing, I'm thinking like, okay, well, why you check your watch when you're climbing a mountain? But
Like it's so
in
precise.
the moment,
Same with
they-
deep sea diving,
Yeah.
taken times 100.
really, but in the moment, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good
That's-
idea. No, I was
that's why you love
fully into
trailers.
it. I was fully into it. I was like, oh shit.
It's cool technology.
Yeah.
That's just you dive into like, oh, there is an experience
Yeah.
that this will come in handy.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking car with the foot,
With the
the
foot thing.
trunk. Like
Yeah.
obviously, I would love one more than I don't want
For
one.
sure. And I've ran into situations where I was like, oh shit, if I had that, I could have
Because I can walk up to my car with my fob in my pocket and the
Yeah.
door is unlocked.
But oh god, now I have to put everything in one hand and
Oh
push
my
the
god!
button.
I have to put everything in one. Like, you know what I
It's
mean? There's some old guy fucking a pedal. Back in my day, we had
Right.
to walk backwards in the snow to get to my car.
Right?
I don't care about the Apple event because those seem so inconsequential.
Yeah.
Not that everything I do has any consequence of anything, but
Yeah.
it's like fucking. I could care less.
Especially now in
I
times.
love my like, especially like I'm a fan, not fanboy, but I like my watch. I don't love it. I've always I've always missed my Fitbit.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of Samsung's best thing or whatever, like that, like buying that company,
Google?
merging. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an Apple Disney merge.
That's funny because I didn't.
The best thing about a watch is the Fitbit part of it.
I didn't buy. It's only Google watches that have Fitbit in
Oh.
it, and I didn't buy a smartwatch. I had somebody gave me a smartwatch, but I never bought a smartwatch because I didn't want to get rid of my
Same here.
Fitbit.
Tammy bought me mine. I didn't buy mine. I
So
could
when
care less.
Google came out with the Pixel Watch with Fitbit, I was all on it. I was like, fuck.
When she got me one because she loves her iWatch. She loves her watch.
Yeah.
She loves her phone and she loves her watch, and her iPad. Yeah, she's a fan
She's
girl.
a fan girl?
She's not just a fan. She's a fan girl. She'll defend it to the end because it's so ingrained in her
Yeah.
operating system.
yeah,
That I was like, well, it's so much better than just a Fitbit. Like, because
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
it
oh
does
wow, a
so
Fitbit.
much
I was like,
more.
I can't deny. I'm not going to not wear this. It's
Yeah,
a gift and all
for
that. So
sure.
I still get it.
you're not wearing it now.
I'm not wearing it now. I don't care that much because my phone's right. It's always right here.
True.
And I don't wear watches. I don't wear any
Oh,
jewelry at
okay.
all. Like I don't care to wear jewelry.
Yeah.
I'm not like on one stance or another.
Mhm.
But I was almost gonna get a tattoo on my ring finger when we got
So you
married.
didn't have to. I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
too.
but that was
That'd be
kind of passe.
cool.
We were in California on our honeymoon.
You should have done it.
The guy talked me out of it. Oh shit! There's your Google Watch giving you the doorbell.
Yeah. Who the hell?
You're gonna edit this out. Edit at 15 minutes. Or are you gonna let the people hear the background showing your
No.
technology at work?
I'm not gonna edit nothing. They
So now
can
you're looking
hear
at your
that.
phone. So you have a watch. You look at it, then you grab your
FedEx.
phone anyway.
FedEx.
Was that Lego? You got? We're getting into Lego now.
Oh no, it's a
This is
salesman.
gonna totally
It's not
derail
FedEx.
us.
I'm sorry.
Now
I'm
we're
sorry.
not going to remember anything that we were
Sorry.
talking
Who
about.
rings my doorbell?
So that's why I don't wear the watch.
Yeah.
Because when I know it's great and all that, but yeah, I've always missed how good the Fitbit app is compared to the Apple Fitness or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The fitness is a little off.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird. You were just thinking, how do you fucking mess that up?
Well, because Fitbit was only focused on that. That's why it was better.
And it's always going to be better.
Yeah.
It's always going
for
to be.
now.
It's going to have like that brand of Kleenex is better than this brand
Yeah.
of tissue.
Why? You know, it's
You
a
know,
little
I don't know
softer.
why.
It's a
It's
little
like McDonald's
softer, you know? Right?
So were you? Yeah. Were you happy about the Apple event? Like whatever.
It was
you just
whatever.
knew it came
I
out.
was happy
it was
that
just
they
like a
got-
topic to talk about.
That iPhone's finally got USB-C, and I think that's like a great thing for the environment. Number one, because now
Interesting.
people are throwing
good angle.
right.
That'll
And-
fix it.
And yeah, and like, so I have every charger in my house for every phone. If you come to my house, you never need to bring a charger because I have all the chargers. You need the iPhone, you have a micro USB, you need a USB-C. I have it all, and they're all plugged in, so you can just go over and plug your phone in. Now I just need a bunch of USB-Cs.
So I don't care about this, but what happened to the technology where there is no plugs? So you just put your phone on a pad of some kind, right? Like isn't that
We
around?
have that.
You have that too?
charging.
Wireless charging. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's magic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's its power coming through the air in a way. But
essentially.
it has
yeah.
to touch the pad in some way. Is it magnetic
Yeah.
or whatever?
So have you seen those induction stoves?
No, I don't. I've never dissected it. Like I don't know what that is
So
exactly.
The induction stoves are where your surface never gets hot. So you can put your pot on the induction stove and only the pot will get hot and you could still touch the stove.
Interesting.
That's the same type of idea through the
So
technology.
that sounds like the technology is always on, but the how does it connect to just a random product? It doesn't have to be a special pot.
It has to be induction ready. So I think they're just
Interesting.
like thicker and stuff, certain things like that. But it's basically a regular pot. I'm pretty sure when induction stoves came out, when I read about it, if my memory serves me properly, which it doesn't because I'm a welder. So it freaking Jay.
That's why you're frustrated. Sorry.
And I'm pretty sure it's something to do with vibrations, like very like micro vibrations that causes things to get hot, and that's how you transfer energy.
I was. That's great. That's a technology I
Yeah.
love. Like fuck the Apple event.
Insane.
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Right. Like how come that's not more available? Is that like stem cells? It's hard to make those
No.
fucking kind of stoves
Everything
around.
has wireless charging now.
So
My mouse is wireless charging, right on the pad in the corner over there.
yeah, but so you're still saying you plug your phone in? How come you don't do it with the
I
phone?
never plug my phone in. I couldn't tell you the last time. My phone personally, I couldn't tell
Oh,
you.
you
the last
wireless
time.
charge it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have a
everything.
wireless
Interesting.
charging stand on my night.
So you
table.
just have from your archives, you have
Yeah,
chargers
I-
for every phone anybody
and
wants.
most people don't come. Well, inherently, wireless charging isn't usually as fast as wired charging. So unlike my phone, it's pretty on par. It's like
It must be getting
2
faster and
watts.
faster all the time.
They are getting faster, but I think they're worried about like battery life and like safety and
Yeah,
like stuff
people
like
hate
that.
shit. Safety? What do you mean
It's
safety?
like they think might blow up the phone.
Safety?
Like the battery. You know how like lithium ion batteries expand
Yeah.
all the time? So they don't
It's like
know
those
that.
hoverboards from back in the day,
Right?
That's
so
crazy.
that's one of the things. So the responsible companies, so Apple and Google,
Quote.
Apple and Google, they've toned down their wireless charging.
Interesting.
So on the iPhone, I think it's like 18 watts, and their wired charging is like 23 or something like that. And the Pixel, it's like par for par, it's like 22 and 23, something like that. So for me, it doesn't make a difference. But on like Samsung, they're a responsible company too. I'm not a Samsung hater.
Oh, don't get fanboyed.
They're like 30s or some shit like that.
Sorry.
Like it's really high for those phones.
So how come the government of France isn't like banning wireless fucking charging instead of pinpointing one phone that's
They're
over?
probably going to try and control that next. They're going to be like, hey, guys, you guys have too much variance. So the European Union forced Apple to get USB-C.
That was your sorry.
That
Back
was
to
the
the point.
point,
There you
yes.
go. That was the big reveal of the
Yes.
Apple event.
They have a USB-C now, universal. I don't know why.
I can't deny that's not a great feature of her new iPad. It's
Yeah.
had that like
Yeah.
and you said they were forced to do it.
Yeah, they were forced to do it on the phones,
I
not
think
on
it's
the
fucked
iPads.
in a like freedom kind of way that you could make me change my company's how I want you to power my product.
I think so too, but I also think that they were irresponsible in keeping it that long. I think they
so
had,
eventually you have to do what we say.
well, there was never the lightning cable, which is what iPhones are charged with currently until the 15. There's no benefit over USB-C. USB-C is faster. It puts more power. It does everything better. And Apple just stuck with the lightning cable.
Wonder why they couldn't replicate the same kind of.
The speeds in it because USB-C. So there's a USB consortium. Like they have like this whole freaking like group. I'm serious.
You know too much stuff.
I
about
know, right?
random shit.
They have like this whole group of USB-C people, and they create these standards. And all these companies create like controllers and stuff for USB to make it faster. So Apple didn't need to do that before, but USB-C is so much faster that you need controllers and you need all these things behind the scenes to make it run.
This is going to derail you totally.
I know.
So, but sorry. So you know how like DVD, right?
Yeah.
Like I think it could be wrong, but I think Sony invented the term DVD.
They did. It was them and Toshiba.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to get into VHS and beta.
They invented,
so
they
these
invented
become
the technology.
defining terms.
Yeah, they invented the technology DVD.
What's USB from? Like, how is that? Like, is it like a DVD? Is it like a thing that like become ubiquitous? Because it's like a plug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
we don't know
it's-
what a plug's name is. We know it's a 220 volt or whatever.
It is what do they call it? It's like a standard. Realistically, it's like a
So did a company invent the term USB? Like Sony or Toshiba invented DVD?
I think it was a bunch of companies that did put in research to invent the original USB, Universal Serial Bus. That's what it stands for. Right? So it's really a standard.
Cabal of companies that came together,
Basically, they all put money in. They're doing that.
Well, why can't
They're
we do that
also
for the
doing
world?
that with. So now Apple's also doing that with wireless charging. So you know how the MagSafe iPhones have the MagSafe,
What do you
where
mean?
there's a magnet that it connects to the back of the phone and charges.
My iPhone does that.
Your iPhone does that.
I never knew
If you
that.
buy a MagSafe charger, you probably
I've never
would
even
never
heard of. I've never even bothered to
Are
know
you
that.
serious, Jay?
Yeah, I did not
Jay,
know
you
that.
need to talk to me about technology more.
I'm trying to for 23 minutes, but it's like that's why I'm not a fanboy.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
yeah.
That's why I balk at that term. I'm not even a fan.
So this is
I
one
could
step
care less.
further into not plugging in your phone. So they have a MagSafe charger that just
I'm surprised.
magnetizes to the back of your phone and charges.
So like my watch does that.
Essentially,
My
it's
watch
kind
has
of the
that. My
same
watch does
thing.
that charging. My
Essentially,
watch
it's
has
the
a little
same
circle
thing.
nickel like quarter size.
Yep.
And it like hooks up to it before I can hook it up to it.
Yep.
I'm surprised that's not more ubiquitous.
It is.
I'm
On,
surprised
on
for
watches,
the environment's term.
On watches, it is, and all wireless charging is, but it's not magnetic. It isn't.
Oh, yeah.
That's
it
the
made,
only
oh,
difference
okay.
part.
I get
Like,
it.
So
I thought it would have been for some reason.
the magnetic part.
Yeah, I thought,
it seems like
I
a
thought it would have been like
no-brainer.
that's how it works. It
It
has
seems
to
like a no-brainer.
physically connect somehow.
No, it just usually sits on a dock. But because it's vibrating and it's like energy changing. That did something with the magnets or some
like a
shit like
hippie.
that. So now Apple and all the tech companies are working with a new standard to have all wireless charging be magnetic. That's what's going on. But anyways,
How long is that going to
USB-C.
take? Yeah, that's what that's your takeaway from the Apple
Honestly,
event.
it's already finalized as a standard. So probably next year all phones will have it.
So was this the work of the European Union? Is
That
this how it
was
all
not-
started?
That was actually out of Apple's good graces. That and the Find My, the Apple AirTag thing.
Probably, but not.
So there are Apple AirTags the Apple AirTags use all the iPhones in the world to locate AirTags. So how people's cars been getting stolen.
Oh yeah,
they put
okay, got you.
AirTags.
Yeah.
It uses the network of Apple phones to find the AirTags.
Have I had to agree to that in my terms of service? That one of the million words and the thing I just agreed to?
I don't think you have a choice in it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
but yeah, in your terms of service, yes.
Yeah.
So that's how Apple AirTags work, and so now they've partnered with Google, and now it's gonna work with all phones. All phones are gonna use.
Wow, they're working
this.
together. It's like the Bloods and the Crips
They work
coming together.
It's crazy. They work together on some things.
That's hilarious.
So that's what it's gonna be, and it's to
Interesting.
detect. So now, if you have a AirTag, like if there's supposed to be Google tags, if you get a Google tag in your car and you have an iPhone, it will tell you that you're being tracked by a tag that's
Oh
you're
my
not
God.
approved, and the same thing vice versa.
My
it's
little boy
crazy.
baseball buddy, his that loving buddy, is going to be all over that because that's a conspiracy waiting to happen. Because that's tracking.
Oh,
Like, who made them do
Yeah.
that? It's almost
Yeah.
a forced thing.
and they're allowed to do whatever they want with the information, barring like
Of
egregious
course,
stuff.
terms of service.
But they are allowed to sell your information anonymously. They're not allowed to put names on it and stuff like that. But they're allowed.
quote,
They're
where's
allowed to
those quotes
sell
now?
your information anonymously and use it internal in any way they want. That's like part of the agreement with like the FIA and shit. Internally, they can do whatever they want with it.
So I think one of the reasons I like you is that I don't want to talk about it right now for a second, but
Yeah.
you don't deep dive into the paranoia that could
No,
cause.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know you don't, and that's why I mean we talk about it that with the AI with that trailer.
Yeah.
Like the worst part about showing you a movie that I think you might like or whatever, it's like if it shows an AI dystopian view, you just don't like leaning into that.
Yeah.
But that's like I don't either. But when you say like Google and Apple get together, my first thought, hey, it's just have a party. But it's like, but it's regarding tracking.
Yeah.
Like AirTag, it all sounds great. Like Tammy I heard a story, not Tammy, so why with her, a podcast where a guy lost his earbuds on a phone or
Yeah.
on a plane, and the fucking stewardess or whatever was helping him, and it's like, well, turn on your location.
Yeah.
And they're right here. And he thought it was like on his tray that he thought it was like the cleaning lady might have pocketed him or whatever. Like it was a story a comedian was kind of saying or whatever. And so it turned out that they were on his food tray that in the middle of the flight they took, that because it pinged right under his seat, it's because the dirty trays are under the plane.
Yeah.
And so they're looking after everybody got off the plane and there's like, why could we hear it and it's not here? Turned out it was like in another facility that washes the dishes, and
Yeah.
it showed that it was in the dishwasher, and somebody pocketed them.
Mhm.
And then when the guy was in his hotel room and they had a contact from some other like whatever Good Samaritan type of guy at the store or at the factory, it's like it pinging at this address right now. He's like, I'm not going to butcher the story. It's like, come back to our factory at 12 o'clock tomorrow, and I'll have your iBuds
Yeah.
or earbuds. He's
Yeah.
like, how do you know? He's like, just call me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so he was at a barbecue of an employee that worked and they'd pocketed them. And he said, like, if you don't give me these, he was a fan of the comedian, turned out. And it was like, I'm going to report you. If you don't, just give me the buds. And so, yeah. So they pinged it. They did all that shit.
Yeah.
But that's serious tracking,
Yeah.
right? Like from a random person on a plane with their iPhone. So a better person, a non-better person, a more paranoid person than you would be like, that's just track is better. That collaboration of Google and
Absolutely. Well, for
That's-
sure, it's definitely part of it, but
do you think they were forced to do it?
no. I think
I do in a way.
I think
My paranoid
I think
thoughts
they
do.
were forced to like by somebody like actually forced it. I think they were forced to do it because of society.
Like in a European Union kind of way,
No,
like
I don't
save
think
it.
so.
Like it's like, you know what, this is better for the society if we can track. You know what I mean? Like help everybody get their air tags.
You can already track people enough by their phones. I think they were forced to do it because of how it looks to society that all my iPhones can track because so on the Android side of things, they don't use networks they haven't previously. Now they do. They don't use networks to track like tags. They don't use your Android network to track. They couldn't because it's so fragmented. They don't use that to track tags and to track your phone. They use GPS. But in order to put GPS into smaller things like earbuds and tags and stuff, you had to use the network of iPhones to do it. So I believe that Apple saw that having that conspiracy mind that's saying, oh, everybody's iPhone is tracking all these things is kind of like a bad look. So to make it white,
I see.
Apple's one of the smartest companies. They don't do things and not think about all the repercussions. They will never do something like they would never work with somebody out the goodness of their heart just because it benefits them. They're doing it to benefit themselves. Right, which is why
that's why I think it could be forced in a way.
It's forced,
but not the way you're saying it now.
Way.
Not the way you're saying now.
So in order to say, well, no, all phones track all tags. It's not just iPhones.
Yeah, but they can't. You would think that they can't push Google around to do what they want.
They can, but Google wouldn't mind to say, okay, now we can use Air tags will work, and our Google tags will work, and this will work, and so. Anybody can find any of their devices at this point. And then
the conspiracy-minded person comes in, as I'm playing this part right now,
yep.
comes in and say, the police comes and go, well, since you guys are all doing this now,
100%.
Can you just tell me whose phone was near this store that was, there was an incident?
So they already do that, right?
Yeah, of course they do.
They already do that.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with my uninformed mind watching an AI documentary on Netflix and going, oh my God, the future, the AI is running the military now.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's no turning back and all this, but they've always had their help. When they had radar, you know what I mean? Like you go to they. I'm not trying to discount. Fuck, this is going to sound the worst. Like discount like the spoils of war or the casualties of war when drones hit like a wedding.
Yeah.
Or like how the human is taken out of war. It's been happening for so long.
For sure.
We just like in this way, but I don't want to speed that up in a way it's going to worse. But that's nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Like all that technology is put into these death machines for these reasons. You can say it's like. It's why the same documentary beside it is showing the medical benefits of having AI. Mm-hmm. You can go through all these different experiments that you used to have to do on guinea pigs and mice and then humans and monkeys or whatever. And it's like, no, we can speed it up in a virtual way and then come up with these new things.
Yeah.
The same way they can come up with that, you can make deadly diseases at the same. In the documentary, they go, you just hit a 0 or a 1 and you go from doing it positive to negative.
Exactly.
And then you come up with a cookbook. But then back in the internet first comes out to, oh, now you can teach anybody to build a bomb, and you use that in a way to stifle freedom, because like not everybody's everybody's not making bombs, right? And then they only but let's find this is like the Nazi game, like let's find out who wants to make a bomb and track them, and then it gets a whole different way of
which is what they do, right? They track all your search. It's not like as crazy as
That's why AI dystopian is crazy.
FBI,
I'm not talking about that.
That's the FBI and doing that shit. Yeah. For sure, they're tracking that shit. But like in terms of us common people, the police can't really do that.
No, that's why I don't worry.
Warrants and shit like that and all the crap. So I listen. It's funny because I listen to a lot of crime podcasts, but not recently. But when you listen to how they freaking when they do like the digital investigation, it's like they're searching your web, they see your web traffic and they see the times that you do things, and then they say, oh yeah, so they combine it. They say they don't really use GPS for tracking. That's more of like a federal thing, but like they do the triangulation of towers. Oh my God,
you're reading, right? That's like the Serial podcast.
Yeah, so that's what like our municipal police departments have access to. They don't have access to
15 years
GPS
ago, whatever
shit.
that shit went down.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say. People are talking about we're being tracked now because our phones have GPS and maps. They were doing that a long time ago. Triangulation were fairly. They could get you within like a square meter of like where you are.
Their tagging is just pinpointing it better than
exactly.
Like
they don't need that to prove that.
Cell towers are so outdated.
It is, but they don't need GPS to prove that you were at this freaking person's house that when they got murdered. They don't need your GPS to do that. They know that you texted them and you search how to get rid of a body and they have all this stuff. They don't need GPS for that. So people talking about tracking and stuff, Man, that's like maybe Rico charges mafia
That's
shit,
hilarious.
and you're still fucked if you're.
I apologize. I'm the one who
mafia
brought it
shit.
up. I'm the one who brought
Sorry,
it up.
we're going down the
I'm
rabbit hole.
the one
We're
who
going
brought
down
it
the
up.
rabbit hole.
I was
But
just
I'm
trying to
just
fucking
saying.
again. Like it's fun to contradict you to go to fucking the other side of what you're thinking, but like
In any event, the iPhone has
that's
USB-C now,
hilarious.
and that's great.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
In any event, you should see the AI creator. That was another
I
good thing.
will. I will.
Oh my God, this is why I forgot I didn't even put it on your schedule to fucking talk about it. But you know what I want to do next week for sure? This
What?
is behind the scenes. I'm available to go karting next week.
Next week, Friday.
Yes.
Can
Are
I
you
look
going
at
to be
my
available
phone?
to fucking look at your phone? Put it in your phone.
I'm gonna look.
Tammy is busy all day, so I have not because she's going to control my day, but my day is free. I was going to bring it up something I could have just said before.
So Tammy controls your day. I
Yeah,
got
there
it.
you go. So I'm allowed to go karting next week.
Okay, next week Friday.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Let's
on
see if you
next
have any
week Friday.
excuses. This is all.
I have nothing on next week Friday.
I'm going to concede you might beat me maybe the first 2 times, but I'll figure you out if you
I will
do.
beat
If you were
you.
able to beat me, I'll be able to figure you out. And I haven't gone in a go kart in years, decades.
Okay, next
I can't
Friday.
wait.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll pinpoint the times, and it'll be before the show 1,000%. Because
Yep.
today I had to get up fucking early like a motherfucker like you to go to a doctor's appointment. This whole trying to take care of myself thing is very,
Very hard.
no, yeah, that for sure, but it's inconvenient.
Inconvenient.
The inconvenient truth. Another conspiracy.
Okay,
Look at you scheduling your fucking shit.
Before I'm actually looking at what time this place opens.
Oh no, we'll get the details later. Don't bore the people now.
I want you to know
not
that
early.
you're getting up early.
No,
as
no, no,
shit.
no, 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 no. There's a compromise on what time it
It
happens.
opens at 11 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah, so 12 or 1.
12 or 1.
We're not being there first fucking thing.
Okay, fine.
What are you talking about?
12 o'clock.
I'm
Around
not gonna
12
be
o'clock.
around 12 o'clock.
I just don't want it to be busy and like
Okay,
last time I
you're right.
went, I was
11:30 is not out of the fucking possibility.
Okay, fine. Okay, we'll nail it down after that. But I just want us to know, and then we'll do the podcast. And
Whatever.
yeah.
Sorry, I could have told you before, but anyway, I can't
like
wait,
it.
man.
Okay,
All right,
let's
good.
do it. Let's
Because
do
I heard
it.
us talking about it again, and it's like I'm jonesing because my stupid baseball loving friend is denied me going in Vegas. So that'll be fun,
Yeah.
right? You ready? You're ready? I'm so happy that I was like, oh, he has to for sure. And then you're looking
course.
at your schedule, and then I was like worried, like, oh man, this guy actually might be busy.
Nope.
He has to do something.
We are
so
good to go.
I had to wake. It was almost like a work day. I had to wake up so fucking early today.
Why'd you have to
I had
wake
a
up early,
doctor's
Jay?
appointment. I had to go see the doctor at 8 o'clock.
This is news.
No, that's news.
I
Yeah,
know,
because I go to the
I
doctor.
know.
Anytime I go to the doctor, it's fucking bad. No, not bad news. It was all good. So whatever. How many weeks ago I went to? After Julio, everybody loves Julio. That told me my hip is fucked.
Yep.
And I got the X-rays. My doctor says, "Yeah, your hips are fucked and your knees are fucked." And he booked me a schedule with like some orthopedic surgeon.
Yep.
Right, like back to Julio's days, he brought up the term like hip surgery and all like replacement. I'm like, wow, your Selena's stepdad, had his knees done, all that shit.
Yep.
So after all that, they booked me another appointment. Nobody knows this, like for September 28th with just random doctor and that I've never heard of before. But I get the X-rays. My family doctor phones me, told me the hips are fucked. I'm going to book you an appointment with somebody else. Eventually, they phone me back days later. I get this new appointment. Tell you about that, and then another doctor. In the meantime, another office phones me. Says, "So yeah, we're going to book you for an appointment on the 15th of September." For like in Oakville Hospital at the outpatient rehab.
It's crazy that all this shit just works together and you didn't have to do
That's a good
anything.
point. I wasn't even think. Well, it
Right?
is. Yeah, that's why it's stupid to fucking disrespect our OHIP system. Like
Right?
they
It's
might misspend their
so
money and
horrible.
all that. Yeah,
They
Like,
called me.
Yeah, they figured you're right. No, it's not. And now with all this wireless, back to that. Like,
Yeah.
I get X-rays here. They just pop it up on this like cute
Right?
fucking bubbly.
You don't have to bring your
nurse
envelope
pops it up.
anymore?
There's no envelope and shit. Well, I'll get to that. Yeah, I kind of did.
Oh,
in a way
shit.
that you might not have to know or not wouldn't imagine. But it's actually more security. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, they called for a random appointment at like 8 o'clock in the morning on 15th of September, Friday. It's like, yeah, my Friday's got nothing else to do. Look at my watch.
That's today.
Yeah, today. That's right. It's like I can remember the story as good as I can, and or it's as true as my other stories might be. And then I got confused. I'm like, why are you giving me a rehab appointment before this other orthopedic surgeon appointment?
Yep.
And again, I'm not in the system. I don't know how it works.
We had some conversations. Of
You
throwing
told me I know
theories
why.
out.
Again,
Yeah.
because you like to say they're your favorite fucking 3 words in the word. I know why. You should get that
Oh,
tattoo. They have and yeah, because it's Selena's his knee operation.
Yeah.
You said they had an operation or they had an appointment to, I guess, say something about his expectations of what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's how it's connected. All right. I think it doesn't make sense to me why I would do this before. And then now it totally does. Again, just let that shit happen. So short story long, on my day off or my busy Friday, or the reason why I can't work. Sorry. Work related. Boy, what a day I had. I had to get for 8 o'clock appointment. I don't want to be late. Tammy had to take her dad there so many times. Like, he was there for 6 fucking months, and even after, like, blah blah blah. So she knows this place by heart. She's like, not loves being notoriously late, but yeah, she's not an early person. You know,
So
what I mean?
she didn't go with you.
No, she did. No. She can get up and go if she wants. She because I can't give her the exact information my medical meetings are.
Yeah.
She's like my fucking home nurse. She doesn't trust my retelling of the story. When it comes to my health, she gets all, or you know what I mean? Like, she's so concerned. She's like, I'm coming because she had to do with her mom.
Yeah.
Because her mom didn't know what was going on, and she had to be the full caregiver. Her dad's a bigger idiot than me, so she has to go to fucking know that he's getting the care that he needs, even though he doesn't do it for himself. And she's like, when the whole hip surgery thing came, the whole limping, like, she just doesn't want me to see me be like this. So she's like, I'm coming for moral support and to know 100% what's going on.
Okay.
And so, no, we went. I'm derailed on the fucking point of why did I bring her up in the first place?
I don't know.
So,
She likes being the touristy, showing you around.
No. So we went so we got up to go to this 8 o'clock appointment, and so all it is they're just assessing you better, right? Like, they took the X-rays, and the doctor's so busy they don't have time to do this whole. It was like an hour appointment, right? And even when you said back to Selena fucking that, it's like it was to show what equipment he might need. He was 100% getting surgery at that time. He's older than me, like probably not by much, but he's a little older than me. And so this is all kind of new, right? And because I had my X-rays in the Oakville Hospital, and my doctor is actually in Mississauga, they're connected to this rehab lab. So I'm thinking the X-rays gave it to the rehab, and my doctor, I think, again, I'm so lucky our healthcare. I got connected to a surgeon faster than other people might have, right? Because of that, hopefully I'll tie this into the rest of the story. So that's why I had that appointment. But other people get the X-rays and then go to this appointment, and then this appointment gets you a surgeon. Usually, there's a lot longer wait than me getting my September 28th appointment is privilege. I'm not know where this privilege came from, but it's my doctor's connections. Yeah. It's at Credit View, but the rest of the shit is happening in Oakville because that's where the X-rays were. So she's like assessing me. She's like, okay. She's like, when I told her I already had an orthopedic surgeon's appointment, she was surprised. She's like, oh wow. She goes, who is it? And I said, and then she fangirled out. She was like, oh my God. You know, she was like, you have this guy? You have like Dr. Smith, you know, whatever. It's not Dr. Smith, but you know, you got this doc. And she's like, wow, that's really, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, and so, that's when I learned a lot of people don't even get, like, they're just getting more assessed.
Yeah.
So she assessed me. She showed me my fucking, I'm probably skipping what I wanted to really start this whole story, but it'll probably too long in the last place. So she gets to our X-ray. She's just showing what's going on with me. Yeah. Right? She said, you limp and why you do this. And I was like, it started out like this. I told her, she just wants to hear my health history regarding this shit, my old knee operations. So she gets to my X-rays and she just pops them on a screen. No envelope. You know, you're bringing up you're so old, bro.
I know, right? I just aged myself.
And so, that's rude. You're going to cut that part out? Oh, fuck.
Probably.
Yeah. And anyway, so we have these X-rays come up. And so she brings up, I guess she brought up my hip first. And, so she just proved that this is hilarious. I don't know what fucking you see yourself naked. I'm going to have my X-rays done. Right, like I had boxers on and a gown. Yeah. Right. This is like I'm not getting detailed at all, people. But my wife fucking was laughing after the whole day. She'll laugh at this when she hears this too. And so whenever we're talking for fucking 15, 20 minutes, and we're going off. We're the first appointment of the day, just like you and your fucking go-karting. Can't wait to be there first.
Go.
We drove by a jackass that couldn't wait for the dump to be open. You know what I mean? You know how the dump opens at a certain time and there's a big lineup? There was somebody... Anyway, that's a whole different story.
That's me.
That's you. It wasn't you today, so you're not the jackass, but you could be. And so...
I am the jackass, for sure.
So your X-ray, your hip, it's your pelvis. It's your fucking... And so I'm just looking at an X-ray. I think I've seen them all, right? I've seen them on TV. Yeah. But in a sidebar, you do see the outline of you.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like a black picture with your
you see your
skeleton.
body.
You see your fat ass, my fat ass. You know what I mean? I see my fat belly, and you see your cock and balls. And you're wearing underpants, so you're fucking like it's not like just there. You know what I mean? Even if you're not excited to be at the doctor's, which would be very weird, you're a little nervous at the doctor. You know, I'm not saying it's a cold pool situation. Again, that's the most descriptive I'll get. Well, maybe, but you're also wearing underpants, so everything's, you know what I mean? Like this, not out there. I know, unless you're a freak like my baseball loving friend, or you're just out there in your gowns, right? You got enough of a picture?
I got.
I just side noted that as I'm looking at my fucking shitty hips. And
In your head or to Tammy?
No, in my head only. Like, because
Okay.
she's there, we're looking. We didn't look at each other and laugh at my junk. Not then anyway. And so it was only later that she's like, "Hey, so you're a big TV star now, eh? What do you mean? So, you were having how fucked?" She was like, "How fucked is it to have a conversation with your cock and balls on the screen?
On the screen.
It's not there."
Yeah, so if you look
Yeah,
right
so-
here, just right
She
here.
brought out the laser pointer and goes, "So this is your whole problem right here.
This is horrible.
This has got to go. This has got to go. Nobody wants to see this. No doctor is going to touch you there."
Oh man.
So okay, we got this out of the way. Are we
got
good?
it,
We
we got
good?
it. Yep,
Okay, so
yep.
so they show you your fucking hip, but show me my hips, and so it's just like it's what's not there. When the cartilage is all that, there's a space between the joints, like the bones and the ball in the socket, right? Like there's like the whatever, and so she shows me mine, and then she shows me another one, like a normal person's one. I guess they black out their junk, sorry, and they and so I said it's almost new to me. This whole thing, this whole process came with me starting to limp and starting that. I knew I had fucked up knees. They click. I had operations on them, and having arthritis there is what it. So she shows me how fucked it is, bro. She shows like on my left one, like there's this little space, not a lot, but then my right one, there's no spaces.
Damn.
It's fucking locked onto the socket.
Damn.
And not just that, it's how's it? When you know something's when I guess it's not just that the space isn't there, like when you see arthritis on an X-ray, right? Like how could how the magic you can see arthritis, but when it's touching the bone, there's other points that are more white, right? Like you can see the black space, and then you can see where bone touches bone, and then you see another thing where it's like a pulsar of white where it's like almost locked together.
God damn, Jay.
Right? Like it's not as bad as you just, but it gets to that. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
you don't know how bad it can really be. This is how it's like, and so this is why it's as severe as capital S. And I'm no fucking hero, but it's like you just compensate. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't like even old ladies with arthritis or anything. Like you just like, oh, I can't open a jar. That's painful to that person.
Yeah.
And so that's happening to my hip. And so she was saying it's not like surgeries right away. Like there could be cortisone shots. The knee cortisone shot is apparently easy peasy.
Yep.
I guess to the person not getting it, but
To the person doing it.
but knees and like not all joints are created together. You know what I mean? Like just because you think it's like shoulders, knees, it's all so different. That we talked off air. I'm not going to get so the options are surgery or maybe other pain management. There's like cortisone, which is old school shit. There's like gel, which is probably not covered by most plans. You know, I don't think I'll have this benefit. Like,
you'd be surprised.
yeah, maybe, but I did get the premium where they can inject gel too, or instead of. That's not as whatever, just a different solution. And pain management, because they keep telling me I'm a young 52 that it's like not. They'd rather wait till you're 60 to give you a hip replacement if they can. But if it's fucking showing that X-ray, the part of this appointment was like I'm like two different patients. I'm the patient that the X-ray is, right? A doctor looks at the X-rays and sees the data. And then I'm also the patient what's my pain management? What's my quality of life? How long have you been compensating for this? Can you not walk? Can you know what I mean? Like, can you not sleep?
Because there's other people in the queue, right? There's other people. Are they going to say like this person with the same same situation as you, but can't handle any pain or can't really walk, we can bump that person up instead of you because you could handle it. You could do pain management with it, right? You could do painkillers because there's only a certain amount of surgeries they can do in a year, right?
You're good at that's the same stem cell argument that you have. It's like the availability of these surgeons and all that. Like, you can get to that. Like, she fanboyed out at like, oh my God, you got this guy? Like, not everybody can get his quality of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting a good lawyer, you know what I mean? Like, and so whatever. So just like that, it's like, oh, you might be a hip. Yeah. If you were a whiner, however you want to put it, if you couldn't deal with it, then maybe we do it. The hip cortisone is a whole different ball game than the knee cortisone.
Of trying to get into the joint,
They
right?
need an X-ray technician there.
Yeah.
Because it's more pinpointed. It's not as easy peasy.
Yeah, because how the hip is, right? Because you've seen the
takes
X-ray,
more of a load.
It's like this, right?
It's fucking
I
nothing,
know,
bro.
it's
It's so
crazy.
elastic. It's like not even
Crazy.
put together better than Lego. How does this work for fucking however many years you're lucky to be alive?
Right.
There is a God. The ultimate designer, the creator, the AI.
The
Check
creator,
that movie.
yes,
Check it
yes,
out.
yes.
So I'm buzzing out on that, right? Get over my junk on things. See how bad it really is. She shows me my knees. You know what's fucked up about the knees? And I know I always make the podcast all about me. It's like a growth of bone that's like hooked on the inside. You know what I mean? Like, it's how it gets bad. Like, it's not just me compensating on my gait or how I walk or run. It's like a tree growing around a bicycle or something. You know what I mean? Or growing around another tree. It's just like it makes do.
Yeah.
Like, your bones will actually form in a way.
Yeah.
Right. Like, even if you get your broken arm set in a fucked up way, it'll always kind of be fucked up. Right. And so I think I'm really in good hands. She even gave me so never mind just like the physio that I've done like on my own or whatever, finally did back when I started this whole process. She showed there's a whole other program that's even in Milton that like will give you what was I gonna say, like a good exercise program at the very whatever. There's a physio program that these people will rehab. Like, it was an Oakville Hospital rehab facility that I went to, all this shit. So I'm in good hands that way. Like I said, fuck seeing that how bad everything kind of is, but it ties it all in. When I would say what my symptoms are, like, I eventually stopped playing hockey. Like, we've all heard, like, my fucking, I wish I could lose 20 pounds now, but I did lose 100 at one time.
Yeah.
And so all these conditions that brought me to this point, and then, but like, oh, my groin hurt, and then my fucking back hurt, and then my hamstring hurt, and then my quad, my side. She's like, that's exactly what happened. And you don't realize when you see the X-ray of the fucking pulsar joint on joint thing, it's like, oh, that's the whole cause of it all. And so, so now I have an appointment on the 28th, and I think what's going to happen there, in my mind, I don't want to jump to surgery at all. I think hopefully with cortisone injections and all that shit, I'm hoping that it's simple enough that I can get at least one when I see him on the 28th, because they can do this shit in the office, book an appointment for one for my hip, and do more better exercises to just keep going on it. And then eventually, for sure, I'm eventually going to have this operation. But I'm in the system.
And that's good.
That's the really best part of that too, right? Like, it's weird. It's one of those things like, why you don't get this, but well, you probably do, but it's why you should never procrastinate in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, it's always why I beat myself up for doing that. But it won't stop me from procrastinating. Like, that's why I have 300 emails on my fucking phone. You know what I mean? Like, I'll fucking keep doing it.
Yeah.
But I recognize it's not the best thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how my day started at 8, and I refuse to early my day next week. 11:30 will be the earliest I start.
11:30.
Yeah, I think you're so exhausted by the end of today if you get up
I'll be
early. But you
alright.
told me Monday now is your most exhausting day.
Yeah, because I go to the bus with the kids, right?
Yeah.
So I'm there at their bus comes at like 7 something.
And then you
so
probably fucking annoy your wife by being in this office playing video
I put
games.
my headphones on.
But yeah, you're still annoying. Don't tell me you're
Yes,
not.
I am very annoying.
Don't tell me you're not. So that was a lot about me. I mean, I could get into fucking why I'm. I could go with why I'm not doing my diet or frustrated at work.
Why you're not doing your diet, but I want to talk about a moral dilemma that I had on this video game. Since you just
I brought
it up.
video game. Oh, nice tie. Look at me
Yeah.
go.
So I've been playing Starfield. Like I've been like, Selena asked me today. She's like, "Are you obsessed with this game?" I said, "Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. You know, I'll spend my whole."
What kind of, like, really easy? What kind of game is it? Is it
It's
like?
basically like it's a space game.
And are you like a? Is it like an open world?
Yeah, it's
Is it like a
open
Grand
world.
Theft Auto?
It's
there like
Grand Theft universe type of thing.
Okay.
You can go
I've never
different
heard of it.
planets. You can go to a thing. There's games like this in the past, but this game has been anticipated for a long time. So there's this one mission I did. It was so basically this is obviously in the future. This is space travel. And so what happened was Earth is destroyed at this point. Well, it's not destroyed, it's just basically inhabitable. Right? So I was flying, I was doing a mission and I came across like a ship and it's like orbiting some random planet. And actually I went to this planet, it's a resort planet. So it's like all these people, rich people talking about it's like a high-end resort.
Were you going there to make connections or rob them?
I was going there to I think I was gonna pick up something.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So then the head of security guy goes, well, there's this thing in orbit. We can't contact it. We've tried, but all we hear is gibberish. We want you to go up there and go contact these people and see what you can do or whatever. So I said, whatever. I could have chose not to do it, but I decided,
Yeah, it's a
it's
side
fucking
is it a
planet.
side mission?
It's a side mission. I said, I want to know what's going on with this thing.
For this government of the random planet you were visiting.
Yes. Corporation.
Oh.
Yeah, that actually makes a big point. And so I go, okay, I'm going to go do this because I think I like shooting people. I like killing all the bad guys or
playing.
whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to go
When you say
in
bad
there.
guys or whatever, just you could just shoot anybody?
You can shoot anybody.
No, but you like that too?
I don't care, man. I like to shoot. I like to test all the guns in the game.
You're
Okay?
You do every side mission?
The
Sorry,
ones
I'm
that
getting
ones that
sidebarred.
pique my interest, I just
Okay.
do. And then like if I finish the game, maybe I'll go back or something like that.
I
But
can
in any
see why.
event, so I go and I'm fully ready. Like you can holster your gun and stuff. So I try to talk to this ship. It's all gibberish. I'm like, this guy's right. So I dock with this ship and I'm ready. I pull my gun out. Usually I don't pull my gun
You're
out.
walking on with your gun
I'm
in your
walking
hand.
on with my gun. I open the door and there's these humans in front of me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're pointing like our day shotguns and rifles at me. And I'm thinking like, I have a fucking laser, bro. Like, what are you talking about? I have a laser. You have a shotgun. So then this lady goes, but you can hear her talking because she's behind the airlock. She's like, just don't shoot. We don't know if they're friendly or not, whatever. The door opens and she's like, oh, you're human. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, fuck, you're a human.
Is this somebody watching like behind you?
No, she's in front of me. But she threw
Oh,
an
they're
airlock.
saying to their side.
Yeah,
don't
they're-
shoot you.
Don't shoot me.
Because this guy with a laser or whatever that
Well,
is
they don't
is
know
human.
what it is. They have no idea.
It's future human.
But when the door opens, they see that I'm a human, and then they're like, but they
So they
didn't
say the
not-
same thing you were thinking.
Yes, but they're not backing down from me. They're not saying like, "Oh my God, he has a laser. Let's run." They're still holding.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you make a move,
We
we're
got
gonna
a fucking
blow you
shotgun,
up.
boy.
Yeah, and there was probably like 10 of them in the room.
Nice.
And it's just me and one.
What were
one
they wearing?
Person.
Space
Like,
suits?
just- they
Or-
were wearing
Okay,
space
okay, that's
suits,
it,
but
sorry.
not like extreme space
They
like
weren't-
what I was wearing.
Oh, Go
Yeah.
ahead. Got it. I picture.
The lady, I talked to this lady, and apparently this is a colony of people that left Earth 200 years ago before it got destroyed. So Earth was about to get destroyed, and they left.
All right.
And this is before they had like the type of like hyperdrive or gravity drive to like go long distances, like the speed of light type of a thing.
But why do they just have shotguns? Why don't they have Uzis
Because they
or
took-
even better military
There was a
guns?
rifle, there was rifles and
Yeah,
shotguns.
but there's other military
That's
guns.
all they had. Rifles and shotguns. Nothing
sus.
crazy. Right?
How do you have a spaceship and not
Granted,
a better gun?
I have one of their shotguns and it's actually pretty powerful.
Okay,
so
so-
I probably would have died. But in any event, so I talked to this lady and she said, we've been traveling to this planet for 200 years, right? And obviously people die and so, like her dad was the captain of the ship.
it took them 200 years to get there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
which-
they haven't been going every year for 200 years.
no, they left
It took
Earth
200
and
years
they
to get there.
traveled
Oh, gotcha.
200 years to get there.
Why are they speaking gibberish in the first place?
So their comms are so outdated that they
That's
couldn't
hilarious.
contact with anybody.
This is nice.
So nobody knew what the fuck was going on. So she said, we're coming to this planet because this is the planet that was designated as to rebuild
Earth 2.
New Earth. Yes, to rebuild Earth. And at this point, this planet's just a fucking resort. It's
That's
not like
why.
it's
That's
important.
how Earth is, people.
It's just, it's just a
It's the
resort.
gem of the universe.
So she goes, you need to go down there and convince these people to let us settle here because this is ours by right. I'm like, fuck this shit. So whatever. I said, yeah,
You
I'm
didn't
going to go
believe her.
talk to them. I'm gonna go talk to them. Fuck it. I might get some money out of it. So I go back to the thing and now I meet with the head guy. I don't meet with security. The head guy who owns the resort planet. and it's a corporation that's exactly what you think. They're thinking
Marriott,
about the bottom
Hilton.
line. Yes, so it's a board, and it's 3 of them, and they're talking about. So they're pitching out ideas. So what could we do with these aliens? I'm like, well, they're not. You have choices. I'm like, they're not aliens. They're actually humans. He's like, so one person's like, well, we can let them settle here, but then the finance lady is like, we can let them settle here, but we can let them come on a loan, and they have to work off what we owe them for letting them live here, and it will take decades. We'll free labor forever.
How many people are on the 200-year-old ship?
Oh, it's a massive
Yeah,
ship. So it's probably like, I would say,
It's like a District 9 type of situation, like a whole city of people, like
for
a
sure.
big, like 100 people colony or 1,000 people
I
colony.
would say between
10,000.
5 to 1,000, 500
Okay,
to 1,000
okay.
people on this ship.
So it would be that's how they could just tax a whole city of whatever.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
So finance lady, other
And
person,
another person, they're discussing how them settling and they
we
can
exploit them.
exploit them, basically modern day slavery.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then they came up with another idea was, well, we can outfit them with a grav drive, and they can go find another planet somewhere else. But me has to pay for this grav drive, which
You?
is, yes, I know.
Oh.
And then the third option, I asked them why I had to pay for it. They said, we're doing engineers, we're doing so much resources. The least you can do is pay for it. And the cost was as much money as I had at the time.
Okay. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin the
That
game.
actually matters.
I know, but that's not. Okay.
That matters.
Yep.
The cost to buy the
That
grav
seems so.
drive.
I mean, the whole thing is unbelievable. Like, but
That
that seems
why
so.
would
Why
I
would they
have
do
to
that?
do
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah,
I don't want to
but
spoil the
whatever.
illusion. Yeah.
So the third option with the head guy said, he's like, or I mean, they could just disappear and nobody would know anything. And I'm like, so my 3 options, they didn't say it explicitly, but you could tell by the dialogue you choose
Yeah.
is buy them the hyperdrive, the grav drive, so they can go, convince them to settle down here and be slaves, or go on the ship and kill everybody. What would you have chose? I
So I
brought
don't
this
have
up
to tell
at
me.
work to
Don't tell
somebody.
me.
I'm not going to tell you. I brought this work to somebody, and they told me what they would do. I didn't make my decision then.
Okay, so
now I made the decision. I'm well past it. So I want to know what you would have chosen
So
to do.
there's a few different, like in a game mode.
Yep.
I mean, okay, so
In a game mode.
okay, I'm going to assume. So you have to also realize that I'm not a gamer, so I don't know what the true consequence of having moral karma in a video game
your
is.
companions will talk about you. Your people people you walk past in contact.
Yeah,
You know, like
somebody
in
from
Red
the resort
Dead,
planet will know that you're
not
the one who
even the
killed.
resort, the whole universe. 'Cause
Yeah, I get
news
it. Okay,
spreads.
yeah. No,
you know,
I'm
like Red Dead
I'm trying to
Redemption.
give. Yes, this is
Yes.
that's how old school I am.
Yes.
I'm trying to give that full credence. I'm trying to give that as much weight as losing all your money is
Yes.
against the.
And this is in the beginning stages of the game.
Yeah, and to pull behind the curtain, all your money seems so unbelievable too. That a corporation would make you a random
Yeah.
individual.
You own a planet
but
of
it's
resorts.
not as fun of a moral dilemma as that.
Yeah.
Like you have to say, give them the hyperdrive. Like they'll make a statue of you in their new home if you give them a hyperdrive.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that. Let me my full thoughts. I'm not saying I would do what I do.
Before you say that, the hyperdrive was 40,000.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
right?
It's the point that's all
And
your
I
money.
had 39,000.
Yeah, so you have to do something to get
I
it.
had to do something to get more
Yeah, I
money.
understand. That's
okay.
the side mission.
I'm just
So
saying.
on the first game is like there's nothing more valuable than good karma. So if I really want to get far in this game, like as a gamer, the limited
Yeah.
gamer I am, I was like, I'll do it to be a good guy. As my CEO boss version of whatever's in me is just like, well, fuck these people. I woke up today not knowing who they were. Right? On a socialist side of view, because it's a very complex, the whole concept of the game, like that's a good moral dilemma. Is like we have all this space.
Yeah.
What
and that's the thing.
No, like who it is? Why do we have to make them slaves? Like can't we just all work together? Like yes, we have homes for humanity or whatever Jimmy Carter does. You know what I mean? Like can't you just build your own community? We have enough charities. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're a resort. Like so, you're just exploiting a planet. Never mind what natives might have lived there before you found this
Yeah,
planet.
no, they don't care.
So that just brings up colonialism and all this
Yeah.
other shit, right? And indentured slavery and all this shit that's actually really happening and all that. So the moral dilemma is it's like, well, if I can fix history, I can do it right now. like by just giving up my money and doing it a side mission.
Yeah.
And so
All your money in the beginning
I
stages.
know, but I don't think
when you need to buy things, you still need to buy like,
I think the right answer is to buy the hyperdrive.
God damn, Jay.
Like I don't, but I'm doing this because it seems obvious to me. Like I'm not going to want to play a game that's like that. Like as much as I love Grand Theft Auto, there is a human story behind it. You don't like. It's not like stealing bread for your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not it's how that concept gets out of hand.
Yeah.
You don't care who made the bread,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. You just assume that guy can make bread for his family because he can do it, but he's saving up to finish paying for his house.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, or you can just say, but yeah, but that guy's buying a yacht. He already has a house. And so whatever, like I'm just saying that's why it's an interesting dilemma. That's why in a game mode, it's only credits. It's only money.
Yeah.
The fact that you just said that I already have 39 and I have to do this mission. Well, you pressed yes in the first place.
To do
So
the
I'm going to go
mission.
do this mission that makes me an extra grand. And so I want to know what that mission is in a gamer sense. And
Yes.
and not
to
in the
enjoy
ego
it.
sense. Like these people, at first I thought you were going to say it was a mind fuck. They weren't really humans.
Yeah.
They were playing on you like the little girl in the fucking, or whatever it is, in the fucking, AI
Yeah.
in the movie where it's like, oh my God, make it a child. Like play on this hardcore Marines, you know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, but I can't shoot it as a child.
Yeah, it's a child. No, they were all adults.
So it's a moral dilemma that I think in the real world, you have to turn the ship away. If it wasn't a resort, this is what makes it.
Yes.
If it was like my protected community, if it was like, you know what, like we've seen your type before. We did that
You
once
gotta
200
go.
years ago
Yeah.
when some other fucking earthbound fucking ship or Bleeber fucking ship came here.
Yeah.
So really, I would sacrifice the 5,000 that I didn't know that
40,000.
40,000. Okay, whatever.
All of it.
Depended if I only had 40,000 on the planet, then I would have to do it in a heartbeat because we could be infested. If it wasn't, because I can't be sure. By buying the hyperdrive, you don't have to do anything. You got fucking gypped out of 39 grand.
Yeah.
I know, but listen, if it's real, then they build a statue of you on Earth 3 if they can make their way through those borders.
So you want to know what I did?
Yeah, what did you
I
do?
killed them all.
You're hilarious.
No, I'm joking.
You're
I
hilarious.
bought the hyperdrive
Because of why?
because I honestly I felt bad. I first I was honest. Okay, I thought about doing the slavery thing, but then I said forget that because
You're not going to benefit from it.
it's not benefit at all. I think I would have had to do more work because the guy mentioned that you have to go procure some shit for me.
There's no
I was like, fuck
moral.
that. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to go up there and kill those guys, blow up the ship. I like shooting shit anyways.
Oh, you brought that up?
So I was going to go do it.
That was your first point.
But when I was about to click the button, I said, no, fuck it. I'm
Are
just
you
going to
serious?
sacrifice. Last minute, I said, I'm just going to just fucking do it for them.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you would have had fun shooting 200-year-old fucking refugees.
absolutely. You know how much loot I could have got from them?
So what do you think? This is a whole side, but this is why
And
it's
blow
real
up the
District 9
ship.
shit. This is
And
why
blow
real
up the
District.
ship.
What do you think of Australia that turns refugee ships away? They're so isolated and they're so hard. You know what I mean? New Zealand, like, you know what I mean? Like, they use the idea of invaded species.
Yeah.
Never mind the human invaded species, but the, like, that fuck up their natural fauna because it's so separated from the rest of society
Yeah.
that the ships that make it to America or Canada or whatever, like, or US or Mexican immigrants come, you can't, it's almost unstoppable,
Mhm.
right? But Australia has turned ships away famously. And they said it's almost the same way. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with
It
these
is.
200 people? It's like, well, fuck.
It is. And if I'm being honest,
Bullshit
if it
security
was
reasons.
just like that, I probably would have just killed them all.
If this,
But because the real thing that made me feel bad is because I was thinking like, it's a game. But these guys traveled 200 freaking years, man.
I'm going to call
From
bullshit.
actual Earth.
I'm going to call bullshit on your
That's how
moral
I felt.
choice.
That's
you must,
true.
as a gamer, you must have thought I'm going to get better
No,
credits.
I didn't
I'm
think
going to get a
that.
better option. I'm going to get helped out by a random stranger later on in the game for helping
Oh,
out
well,
somebody here.
No, I didn't
You knew
think
there was
about
benefit
that.
of
But
doing
what
it.
I did think was
It's not
that
going to make you. You didn't do it just to make yourself feel better.
I
That would be
did.
weird.
I did. I felt bad
No,
for them.
that's
I felt
weird.
bad for them, Jay.
You only did what you thought was good for the game.
Jay, I've been saving up to get something, and I used I went. So what happened was
If make
I
it-
ended up haggling the guy to half.
If
So
make
I
it-
didn't spend all the money at
Okay.
the end, right? I had
Oh,
to go,
okay, good.
I had to do shit. I had to fly all
How
over
did you
the
know that would
place.
happen?
I didn't.
That's
I
impressive.
just fucking did it.
That's
and
pretty cool.
I had to fly all the way to this place and haggle this guy for half, and he did it, even though it was still a major.
So that was
hit.
another option in the game. That made
But-
your side mission side of your. You had side A,
Yes,
side B.
I was actually annoyed because I thought I would just
Yeah,
go
that's
up and
right.
it would be over.
I thought you were
but
like, I should have killed these
it was like,
fucks.
fuck, honestly.
You did,
So
right?
when I went back though, they said, I'm so thank
That's
you. We're
hilarious.
going to talk tales about you for the rest. We're going to build, they didn't say
What I
build
said.
statue, but we're going to build the city based on what you did for us. And I don't know, it's a game, but I felt good. I was like, shit,
You
man.
knew that was.
I'm
If I knew that was going to happen,
man.
you knew that was going to
I
happen.
was like, fuck, you guys making me blush. And they even said, like, how could we repay you? I said, give me some credits. Give me some money. They said, we don't have any, but they gave me like antique, like baseball bats and like baseballs and like all these antique stuff, which are worth a lot of money.
You're going to get
And I
paid
was
back
like-
more than 39 grand.
I was like, damn.
I bet you they'll be, yeah, just like you said, the gifts and all that. Three things, fucking more than that. But one, by the later stages of the game, 39 grand is going to seem like pennies.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like
You're
39
right. I
grand
didn't
is
think of
so
that.
nothing.
I didn't think of that.
You know what I mean? It's just because you're so further in the game.
Yeah.
It's just the moral dilemma of all.
Yep.
It's everything. Like the sacrifice of doing another mission. It's
Yeah,
just like, I'm the one who
seriously.
fucking pressed start. So I'm ready to do all the missions.
Did you play this game to play this game or
And-
what?
Yeah, sure. You like shooting people, but then when they're all dead, and then you're just going to go to the next resort planet.
Yeah.
The fucking the fake part of it is that it's a resort planet.
Yeah.
If it's just a peaceful government that exists, you know what I mean, in fucking this new future, then they would just accept them
They
like
would.
everybody but Australia. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they're just like that's what.
And what kind of a luxury resort they were marketed as in the game doesn't have 40,000. If 40,000 is peanuts, right? They could have spent that no problem.
But in the real world part, if I was like a small rebuilding Walking Dead kind of culture, and I had cultivated this planet
Yeah.
community, and I was only 40,000 strong, but we just happened to have the best security in the world to stop you from landing on us, and I had all this space. And I got burned before.
yeah.
It's like I would have to be it's too much of a security risk. If it's like 100 people and we're 40,000 strong and we have all this space, sure, we can
Yeah.
contain you. We can put you in District 9 and we can do all this shit or whatever. But if, there's a certain number where you go, you know what, this is too much of a risk. I would kill you all. But then you could pay them the money to get the hyperdrive.
Yes.
If you could. I wouldn't kill them.
You wouldn't at all.
If
That
they
wouldn't have
attack
been
me
an
for not
option?
letting them in, I would say, no, fuck off.
They were very peaceful and very nice.
Yeah, I would just say, okay, you got to go. Like, you don't have to kill. Why do you have to kill them? Why can't you just let them stay? If they could penetrate my security system and I could attack them after they went past, like, cross this line in the sand?
They probably never would have been able to, but they were determined on being on that planet.
Yeah, see, I would be like, yeah, so I'm just saying, and the
You
numbers
would have
why.
killed them, is what you're saying.
I might have, yeah. No, I said I would save them because it's better karma
Yeah.
points, and 39 grand is nothing at this point. And you're going to get statues made of you, and you're going to get random antiques. Somebody's going to remember you. Not just
Yeah.
the gifts. They're going to be like, whatever.
Well, I will tell you this. If I don't hear stories about myself or see these people by the end of the game, I'm going to replay that mission. I saved right before that mission. I'm going to replay it. I'm killing all of them. Okay? I'm fucking,
course you are.
fucking doing
That's
it.
fucking hilarious. How often you replay games?
Very rarely.
Because I should play Red Dead Redemption
finish
again.
it?
Of course I finished it, yeah.
And
I did the proper moral choices in those games.
on all of them?
Pretty sure.
You
Probably
never just
not all
got
of them.
pissed off and just said, fuck
No, I might have
this.
a couple times. But
Yeah.
not all, but mostly. I would
Yeah.
say 90%.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't mind. I'm not 100% side mission guy, but I tried because it's the most fun. To be honest with you, I'm not a fucking that much of a tree here, but I didn't do all the hunting. I didn't mind. I don't want to kill all the animals.
Really?
There's enough people to kill.
To
I didn't care to kill. I hate
People,
hunting
animals.
games. Like the fucking big game hunter and all
You
that.
don't
That
do
gives
that
me
at,
no
like, the rec
pleasure.
room?
There's no pleasure in that whatsoever for me
Yeah.
whatsoever. I think it's not even ultra realistic.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just
Boom.
fun. But it's just like, oh man, I don't want to kill an innocent animal.
But
Yeah.
people, give me a
Come
whole
on,
bunch
man.
of
There'll
those.
be more of those. So I'm happy for your moral
Oh,
fucking choices.
But that was like, I've done like probably like 20 missions, and that was the one that stuck in my mind so far.
So is it like Red Dead Redemption? Is
Yeah,
it like
you-
that kind of style of a game? Would I like it, you think?
I think you would like it, yeah.
Is it on Xbox?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass too.
Oh, like finally, I'll probably have to do another update. But I haven't played my Xbox in so long.
In
I've been
so
paying
long?
the fucking money and not playing.
If you're fine with space, I think you'll like it. Actually, I saw
Would you
an
know I'm
article.
playing? Oh yeah, you would know I'm playing.
Yeah,
Just
I would
like
see
Forza.
You. I would see you.
Interesting.
I saw an article. I didn't read it, so I don't know how true it is. But it said that Bethesda, that's the company who made the game, made the best. Fuck, what was that show that I asked you to watch? That space show.
Oh,
Not
Expanse.
counting. Expanse. The best Expanse video game ever.
That's
I
appealing.
can't say that it's that close, but it does have elements of it's it's a lot bigger than Expanse.
There was a game like that not that long ago that it's had that same kind of vibe to it. But I
Yep.
can't remember what it was. But
Yep.
and
And you would
maybe
like
I
to
will.
know you can do third person, not just first person. You
So
can pick
that's what I
any
meant. It's
view you
exactly
want.
yeah. That's the only way I can play that.
Yeah.
It's my fucking
I
Disney
think you would
condition.
like it.
Thanks, man. I might, like I said, last time I turned my Xbox on to randomly play it, it's probably like a month ago. That's not that probably sooner than you would have thought. I had to update it,
Yeah.
and I just left it going. And the update was taking like the Wi-Fi wasn't working the greatest or whatever. It's fucking wireless.
And you
powered.
said fuck it.
And no, I kept it going, and it just turned off, and I never turned it back on. So I didn't even do anything
Oh.
after the update because I can't do Xbox and Lego.
Yeah, oh,
I don't
yeah.
have your fucking nighttime
Yeah.
schedule there,
That's
bro.
true.
I can fucking only fucking do one or the other.
Yeah.
And we have been killing it on Lego. There's a
Yes.
fucking, we tried to do 3 bags last week on one session.
Oh,
We ended up
God.
doing 4 for the whole weekend.
3 gets a lot. That gets a lot.
Oh, my backs were sore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, never mind my fucking bad hips. At least I got a validated excuse on why. But Tam, all she'll bring up is my junk on TV. She said, I'll get back to the whole original story. She was like, what's it like to talk about this for an hour? It was a whole hour appointment. And the whole time your junk is there on a fucking picture. Like you can't do that. It bothered me. And she was so nice. And it's one of those validations of doing things early is good.
It is good.
What was I bringing up? Fucking the whole
Lego.
Oh, Lego. So it was fun. Like it was a good.
Because you guys had a long break.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point. Yeah, we didn't like you are so good at finishing what you start. The camera is sick. I know
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
looks-
take
it
pictures.
displays
You're
nice.
so negative about the camera doesn't take pictures. You bring it up every time.
Oh man,
But Walt sitting in the camera is sick.
it is sick. Yeah,
And the film is sick.
yeah.
That's the only that's non-Lego.
and it's good quality. Film.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, oh yeah.
That's what brings up my expectations.
I think that piece is worth what it was. $130.
sold the fuck out.
Oh man.
Right? Like in that investor world type of thing. And like
If they're
no-
smart, sorry to cut you off. If they're
Please.
smart, they will not make any more after this year.
No, you know what
'Cause it's
happens?
Disney
This is a Home Alone
100.
situation. They'll do it again. They'll for sure. This is why I haven't got mine yet because they're going to do a reship, and fourth quarter is excuse me, just burped in the mic. Is everything.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter and resell and everything is Christmas, Thanksgiving, fucking all this consumerism is that the hype, the FOMO. Everybody buys everything in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
For what not, but you know what I mean. Like that's where the fucking shit gets done. And so it's Black Friday sales.
Yeah.
And so with these, when I think what they did with the Daily Bugle and the fucking Home Alone, they put it out for fucking $300, sells out like the fucking camera, and they fucking pretend they have a vacuum in the market, right? That's created just by them because they only make so much. They find it, and then they bring it out at a higher price.
Yeah.
It's not the remarket. They never do. They don't
just
do
bring it
that.
back.
It's like it's Xbox. You just have to wait for your Xbox.
Yeah.
It's not like they go, okay, the first Xbox is going to be $500, and now you know what? Oh, wait, everybody likes it. Oh yeah, same one, $600 in March.
Yeah.
But that's what Lego does,
Yep. That's what they
and
do.
so the camera will be around for a while.
But
It's
I
gonna be
think it would
saturated.
worse because it's Disney 100 and this is the 100
I
year
know.
of Disney. Don't freaking spoil. Like they did the remake of the castle. They did a bunch of other little stuff for Disney 100. They did this camera. I think something else is coming out later this year for Disney 100. You gotta just cut that and say this was all for that 100. It's a big milestone.
So I was going to say you might not realize how much 100 shit out there, but there's so much 100
Yep.
Disney shit out there.
Yeah.
But this is the like pinnacle of it,
Yes.
and I think, but people are aware. Like it's not nobody's sleeping on it.
Yeah.
So I could see it getting like because it's sold out now. It's not going to. That doesn't mean it's going to like in a controlling the market type of way. Then let's not make any more.
Yeah.
And-
After
but they don't make
December.
any more out of that.
No,
they don't make any more out of
money.
that.
You're right. You're right.
And they're so smart. They realize the potential of the money. They're going to go, yeah, no. We're going to make more. So fuck you and you that you bought 8 or 10 or 20.
We're just gonna take the
we're gonna
one.
we're gonna say, well, yeah, we're gonna charge 150 now.
And we're gonna take the one off the camera where it says 100 with the 2 reels.
No,
on
they're
the
not gonna
top.
do that.
Take that shit off.
No.
That's not original.
That's Disney Castle shit. You just like bringing up.
Yeah,
But that's years later. That's 1,100, and that's 100 branded.
Yeah,
That's 100 branded, just like you
Yeah.
said. That's what makes it special. They kind of talked it up before that they saw how expensive it was and how exclusive it got. And it's like, yeah, you guys with your resale market, you know what we can do? We're just gonna make another castle. And now your $600 castle is $400. Right?
Yeah.
And now, in the future, it might get back to 6, but whatever.
Right
we're
now,
gonna make
we're
more
just
money
like-
right now.
yeah.
We're gonna we're the boss.
Everybody wants the castle. All right.
Yeah.
Here's
So
a better one.
that's where it's so hard to not look.
Yeah.
That's why Tammy she loves buying shit, for me, wants good presents too. So she's such a good shopper. I gave her a Lego list for what I might want for my birthday.
Mhm.
I tried to keep it simple, like the little James Bond car, even go for the N1 fighter for the Mandalorian. And then I'm like, oh man, I do like that Home Alone house. And I do like the Seinfeld. We're starting to talk 200, 300.
Yep.
And then we're talking about, I love the Ford Mustang
Yep.
for some reason.
It
And
looks
when I brought it
nice.
up for you, well, I thought for some reason, and then I bring it up to you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I do too. I like it. You're gonna buy the Corvette."
Yep.
Part of because I like the camera and all your typewriter and the piano and all like that classic look, and I think that appeals to me too.
Mhm.
But I'm not a car guy, but for some reason that Mustang just screams perfection.
Oh, yeah, it looks so good with the racing stripes and the
Perfection.
The back. Oh,
It's like a
man.
perfect model of it. So
Oh.
I'm bringing that up. So yeah, I've been diving into the Lego world, and we talked last week about like the whole Santa Village part.
Yeah.
Every year
That's
they have the
cool.
whole fucking. You look on when you're just browsing and shit, and you see like old Christmas Lego shit.
Yeah.
Is only goes up in value. Like
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Oh man, that would go good in our village. Oh, $500 because it's 4 years old.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't get that.
But that's pretty cool. Though.
It's
I
fun
like
to look
that.
at, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we'll get that. So yeah, that's been that was fun to do. The Legos.
I'm glad you're back on doing your Lego.
Not like you, man. You finished the camera in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You got the fucking Concorde down there now.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to start that.
It's pretty fucking. It's huge. It looks like it's going to be big. That's the biggest box
yeah.
I think I've ever seen too.
Yeah. I think
no,
I'm
our
gonna put
castle's
it-
pretty big.
I think I'm
but-
gonna put it right there.
yeah, and so it can't go with your collection.
No.
I mean, in a way, it's more classic than the Mustang.
It
They still
is.
make Mustangs.
They still make
The-
Mustangs.
the
They don't
one and
make
only Concorde.
But a Concorde ain't fitting in that cabinet. That's
It's
for
hilarious.
sure.
You were so worried before about the kids fucking with your Lego. Like the Vespa's still out there in the open.
Yep.
The rest of the shit's locked up.
It's locked up.
This room isn't locked. You're gonna have to
No.
lock the room. Like what
They
are you
know
gonna do?
better because
They know better.
because already from the computer they already
Oh,
were
no touch zone.
Yeah, so they know not to fuck around in here.
Do they build Lego? I know they have. Do they do it at all? Like you guys?
Kai does it. Kai does Lego.
They
whenever
like
he
he
gets
continues. I know he built the Bugatti.
Yeah,
And what?
I
So
think
he's done
like
the random.
2 or 3 more after that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Does he just do it by
But-
himself, not with Sire?
yeah. Now he does it by himself. Sometimes Sire will help him, but and then Kai will take it and play with it and break it. And I'm just like, you mother.
That's why you're never touching my Lego.
Exactly. He's like driving the cars into the wall. I said, "You think that's a good idea?" He said, "Yep." Like, okay. Next day, I'm missing my pieces. Yes, because I swept them up, motherfucker. No.
Oh man, that's nice.
But yeah,
No, that was fucking
Kid-
good to do.
kids.
It's fun to on that. The only other thing that was making it was like be a good mood for doing the Lego and it was great last weekend. As fun as it is to travel and all that shit. Like went to the wedding, went to the fucking to Vegas, and all that. It was our first weekend to really didn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just finally fucking chill.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Must have been good.
it was like the doctor was asking me like what do you like random hobbies or what do you like to do with this? I don't like to do anything. Like I like what I mean, like I felt so good doing nothing. But like I like do obviously do shit. But the funny part when we do the Vegas or talking about my buddy with the baseball, there's like I don't know how to put this and randomly just change the subject. And just like you, like having a friend's advice or a different perspective, like being friends with people is fun to do. You know what I mean? Like going go-karting or fucking bringing up video games that I don't play or telling me like this guy might like this or whatever, or just like having serious conversations. I heard these guys talking on a random pod about their friend that was having like, fucking like, I don't want to, I thought of you, I'm going to skip how I brought this up, but I was real grumpy at work today. Like you're a good non-grumpy
All week.
friend. You're socio, obviously. So it hit home. You noticed. You noticed.
Of course.
I was like, how fucking nobody. You don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't feeling sorry for you. I don't know. It's just like, why would you even bother doing that? You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not, it sounds like I'm asking a compliment like that, but you notice that in person. Like if Tammy's freaking out about something and normally she doesn't want to freak out and calm me down. When you notice somebody else doing it, you become the calm one, or I become the calm one, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you become fucking bubbly and watch me be grumpy about shit that I had to build today, or be frustrated with everything? Like you can relate,
Yeah.
right? Like you can just like pipe up and say, "Oh, like I've been frustrated," or "This guy was frustrated." I know you don't like to talk about work shit or whatever, but just in a general mood setting type of way. Like I would tell you I'm frustrated with this, or even I'll talk to Marcel. I was talking about Marcel because he's my you in the daytime.
Yeah.
He's who I get to bring my problems
Your
to or
problems
whatever,
to?
right? Like he's whatever, got too much on his plate. He's grumpy. He's not happy about it or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
And so it came up in my mind with other people, this conversation, or what you deal with a friend who's not bothering you, but you're concerned for. I'm not saying you should be concerned for me if I'm grumpy, but just like how annoying is it? So that's my thought. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have been like grumpy like that when you're just trying to say hello.
Yeah.
You know, and then I tell you what's frustrated in this work environment, and part of you, when I talked to you off air, it was just like, oh, you're like, I was frustrated too, not about the same thing, but all this other shit has been like, I don't know, put on your plate or whatever, making you frustrated as well. But you can also let it go. I don't know, like how much do you have to take that? I kept that too much in our relationship to be so gay about it. Like, so it's like, oh, I should have just talked about other shit, like what I just talked about for an hour,
Yeah.
instead of being like, wah.
But you can't, when you're frustrated about something, sometimes you just want to let it out.
You need it, I think.
Yeah.
You
So
do, but it's like, I don't know. It's just like random. It's like how much is that like whining about? Me whining about Tammy's dad. Like what else can this guy do? You know what I mean? Like he's like whatever. It's just like a more compassionate person would save the ship. You know what I mean? Like what I should just like hear this person. Like you were doing that. You were just like hearing me out and it's whatever. And then a couple times you might have just like, we can't even finish this conversation. I got to go real deal with other shit. I think in part of your head, you're not saying this like shut up. It's just like, oh yeah, like of course I wish. You don't even like talking about it at work because you kind of hinted at how maybe frustrated.
Yeah.
This is kind of what I brought it up. It's just like, oh yeah, it's what you should be more conscious of what you're going through. I never asked you in this moment, like it's like I only just like hammered you with bullshit that I had to deal with, righteous or not.
Yeah.
And you can accept it. Maybe that's why you're a good boss. But I just learned today that you're going through some shit too.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, that sucks. And
Yeah,
I
it does
didn't need to
suck.
hear that. Made me feel bad that I didn't let you vent either.
But it's
You're
fine.
holding
Like,
this in apparently.
everybody go. I'm trying. Yeah. And everybody.
You don't have
goes
to bring up
their
people's names, but
shit.
you shouldn't hold it in.
Yeah.
You don't
but
have to bring
like,
names to me, even if it's off air. You could just say this is, or I guess you can't. You have to say names.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. Especially if we're at work, because then I gotta point at the person and be like, "This fucking idiot." This fucking guy.
Oh, that's like me doing that to Elliot, like this
Right?
fucking or whoever else.
Right. Yeah. So,
Are you overwhelmed in a way? Like
Yeah.
your shift is way bigger than it was.
yeah, I'm starting to get overwhelmed. The past 2 weeks, I've been actually really feeling it a lot.
Yeah, you can talk about it in a way like I'm not like trying to fit therapy session at you, but
Yeah.
that sucks. I bring up names when I tell it to you at work why I'm frustrated, but not really. That's not the point. It's like the unprofessionalism, the lack of thought
Yeah.
in the actual physical work. You're dealing with a lack of thought of piling too much on.
Yeah.
In a way, like you're like me with the fucking doctor showing me my totally fucked hip, and me like realizing after years of just like, oh, it's just a little hitch in my get up. It's just a little fucking like you're like mentally, if you're frustrated, it's a mental problem. I'm frustrated with the math of what I'm building.
Oh yeah.
You're frustrated with fucking management or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like not,
It's
but
just-
not
it is
naming them.
stressful.
That sucks. That's
was
you got to
telling
get yourself out of that in a way.
I do. I was telling Selena today that I've never been actually this stressed. I'm not a person who really gets stressed, right? This is like the most stressed I've been in my life. These past 2 weeks has just been like, I actually I never used to understand people being stressed. That's how much I don't stress.
When you were a boss in like at your level at the airports,
Yeah.
because you had a certain amount of control over a certain amount of people, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It
And you
like
had
a crew of
orders.
4.
And you had orders, and you probably had a structured a hierarchy about that. But whoever was above you, like I don't know how many meetings you had to be in. Where I'm imagining our kind of meetings are just like chaos and like just random ideas or like pipe dreams in a way. You know what I mean? Like never really getting stuff done. But the airport can't afford to do that. The airport is more like military. You know what I mean? Like, there's less.
It is more.
It's frustrating.
structured.
I'm sure it can be frustrating,
Yeah.
but there's less random frustration. Like it's like chaos. I would imagine
Well,
there's a lot of chaos
There's
going
a lot
on.
of chaos at the airport.
No, now here.
At
No,
the airport, there's a lot of chaos. 'cause
Controlled
nothing
chaos.
Really, yeah, controlled chaos. Things don't run on schedule. Flights get delayed. You know that kind of shit, right? But there's always other things. Like there's always like if a flight gets delayed, you're relying
know what
on
to do.
maintenance. Yeah,
there's a
something
precedent
to
on
do.
what to do.
And
There's
in
a
this
USB version of
situation,
what to do.
It's just not like it's not really.
No, it's impossible. That's why nobody that kind of knew that. That's what I know about not
Well,
wanting
yeah.
to do your job.
Exactly. And like even Marcel said we had like meet I think it was yesterday we had a meeting and Marcel said he wouldn't want to do this shift because now as of Monday I'll have more guys in the day shift. And like only
They can't do it. Like
More-
it's
yeah.
criminal.
I have more welders in the day shift and then there's still the IF department and the paint guy now that we have, but he pretty much runs itself. And I'll have more welders and half of it's only me and Booby's been there the longest in Ron.
They're terrible.
And so me and
I know you
Booby's
can't
5
say it.
years. And then
Not
everybody
Booby.
else is less than a year or less.
And so again,
It's
I'm going to do
crazy.
it. You don't want it to. I'm going
No.
to bring back like the sugars of it all and the things that like we really, you know what I mean, like got to laugh at, or you got to control in a way because it was one-offs, or you know what I mean, like
yeah.
these the sugarness and all these new people come together. You don't know who they are. You don't know how to get the best out of them for their sake. It's just
Yeah.
too much too soon, and it's just too much for one person to handle.
Yeah.
Like the blind are leaving the blind are leading the blind. Like it's not because Booby looks better out of comparison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we always admired like his dedication, his want to do better. Just like you admittedly will exploit that
For sure.
Just like yeah, he does this. That's why I like him here. Not because the only reason you like him, but yeah, he does this for me,
Yeah.
and you can trust him. You know what I mean? Like he gets the job done in the way you like. You deal with that shit. They're doing that to you. It's like, oh my god, can you? It's not. I don't picture them in a meeting going, hey, let's just throw one more guy. Like how many more guys we got to throw on him before he's going to snap? Like Ali did that one time,
Yeah.
or whatever did that one time.
But I don't think they actually are even
No, I don't think they're
aware
conscious of it.
So we had another meeting on Wednesday. It was the 5S crap. And Ryan, our boss, looked at me and said, "What's wrong?" I said, "It's just been a week, like whatever." He's like,
Yeah.
"It's only
That's
Wednesday,
not like
man."
you at all.
He's like, and we're in a room full of all the other guys, like the Albert's in there,
You're that
Ali's
real.
in there, Nicole's in there, like everybody's in there. And I guess it was noticeable. And I didn't feel like it was that noticeable, but it's been on my mind for like a long time. And then I started to think to myself, like, nah, I gotta like either hide it more and shit. I don't want people to think that I can't handle the job, like all that kind of shit. It's just been stressed. That's really what it's been.
That's like walking with a limp,
Yeah.
right? Like in your fucking
How do you
mind.
hide it? No, it's fine. It's fine.
I in a business way, like I bet you Ryan wouldn't want you to hide it. You know what I mean? What makes you good
No.
is whatever. Like be more open. Like I don't know how you get more help. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like that's the thing. Like they're looking at like just exploiting a good thing while they have it. It's like we need this shit
Yeah.
done. It doesn't matter. They're willing
Yeah.
to take the hit
Yeah.
on a shift full of inexperienced people
Yeah.
because you can make it work. Right. Well, we got it trusted. It's not going to hurt Brian. Like again, it's the same thing. Like you're going to suck it. They're not having a meeting saying, "Oh, let's just put it on." This it's going to keep saying he'll suck it up because he's a man.
Yeah.
But until you say this is fucked, like we're getting better. The only way it works in a business way is we're getting shitty product. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to notice how many repairs have to come in.
Yeah.
Or like I started to say, they're biting the bullet on how much it costs for this labor to just get the product out, that it's taking twice as long as it would have if we had experienced people.
Mhm.
We talked about the robots aren't taking that over. We need people welders.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and so these are the people now. However they're getting them, however they add. But that's, you know what I mean? It starts with just giving them more money, and then it starts with a friend of a friend of a friend. And now they're barely learning something, and they're barely learning something, teaching another guy barely learning something. And then I come along knowing how to build everything, just for this argument, knowing how to build everything. And I get this one-off of a design with all this shit that I've been frustrated about for years.
Mhm.
Like, why do you build floors like this?
Yeah.
Why do you have no fucking thing here? Sure, it works for this. Sure, it works for that. But you guys don't care that it doesn't work for any of it.
Yeah.
I look at a guy like Ron and just say, you know what this guy does? He'll not like it, but he just does his job. He'll just finish it and let the details work themselves out. You'll
Yeah.
let Sammy fucking or the
Yeah.
fix that hole, do this or that. I'm going to build this for you in the least amount of hours, but there's going to have to get more done. But I'm not going to get caught up in the politics of how you do it.
Exactly.
But if you ask me, I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. But sure, I'll do it. So I'm doing this thing with all these different fucking steps that have been totally changed over the years that I built it, but I've accepted it like away this, and then it's like, you know what? This is convening to not work out. This is like a fake Lego. You've decided to make something, and now you don't have the real pieces. And I bring the bosses over. I'm actually not, but I just because happiness. If I tried to do what you're doing, I would die. I would already be like,
You would hate
I would be
it.
frazzled out. I can't handle that. Like I'm not putting myself in that position.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I diminish my potential because of the mental stress that you're dealing with right now. I've seen it coming, and I don't know how to fix it. Right, but I think you eventually will. But
Hopefully,
so I
or
say
else
this.
I'm
So
gonna
whatever.
die
So I
too.
just bring the bosses over, and I get validation. I told you I even had one night where I had lost sleep because I was like
Yeah.
wondering, how can I fix this? Because of whatever part in the role I didn't see it coming. Right. It's like, so I had this shit that I had to clamp down to make kind of everybody kind of know. And I was like, once I take these clamps off, this thing is going to bow out. It's not going to be true straight. And
Yep.
these pieces, these doors, these gates, it's not going to work out. Why would you do this? And I don't want to get, and so I brought and I get validation. Like, yeah, this shouldn't be like that. And the better part of them that I don't have is just like, okay, well, it is what it is now. How do we fix it from here? And I want to live in, you should never have done it in the first place.
Yeah.
Take responsibility, but good, you're never going to get that.
No.
So, but I live in that space too much. That makes me hate other people. And I can just be coming in. It's like, you know what? So what eventually happened is I had this thing clamped. I did it. It was working out proper. And Marcel just took the clamps off. Like, we can't keep the clamps on. We know what you're doing, whatever. So let's just see what happens when the clamps come off. I lived in the world like, well, you can't. If you want 90 by 90, then you can't. And then so it opened up and it fucked up. And I'm like so angry because it makes me feel like I look bad. But it's on them. Marcel's
on
like, it's
them.
so on the designer.
Yeah.
And not having this deep of a conversation, he's like, yeah, man, he showed me that he's had enough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? His body language kind of shows it.
Yeah.
But we never talk about it like that. And so, yeah, I think you have to speak up. You have to be vulnerable. Like you don't want to, they love you for sucking up all this bullshit, but it's going to fail them eventually if this leads you to quitting.
For sure.
Like, are you
but-
going to boil up to a point where I can't do this? You're not going to leave them in a lurch.
Well, first off, I actually thought about, if I just quit this place, I could go get another job, no problem.
that was your thought process before you got a promotion.
No, that was that was
That
when
what?
I
You're
was,
like, why-
you're
why am I
right.
gonna do
When I
this?
was in the lull.
Yeah.
You're right. And
This
now
is the
I
same
was-
thing in a way.
the thought crossed my mind, like, this is just so much bullshit. Now, I know it wasn't as far as what it was before, but
Before it was worse?
before it was way worse.
That's good to know.
I was actually
Isn't
gonna
that good
be,
to hear
like, out
yourself
of there.
say?
Yeah, but it's just a lot. That's all I can really say about it is. And when I brought it up to Marcel, he said, "Yeah, I know." And he's like, Nicole's feeling the same way. I think like she's just really. And I talk to Nicole a lot. Like I tell her like all the issues. Like if I tell her between me and her, like some issues that are
Yeah.
on the floor, she doesn't really
feel
bring it
heard.
anywhere. Yeah,
She recognizes
she
it.
recognizes. So she goes. She always tells me, she's like, honestly, it sucks. It sucks to be doing this kind of shit sometimes because there's, especially where we are, we're not the highest in the company. We're just like right there.
She's equal with you in
You
an
don't-
office kind of way.
Yeah, you can't really do anything to the people below you, and the people above you don't really give a fuck, right?
She's probably also like you, really good at her job, and just gets
Yeah.
exploited, gets just more
Yeah.
added onto her
More
plate.
shit just gets piled on. So
Another
she's like,
employee that comes to you comes through her system somehow too,
yeah,
and she has to account for them in some way or whatever, right?
it's a lot.
It's fun, not fun. That's sad if she ever hears that. That's
Thanks-
not what I meant.
thanks, Jay.
It's funny to watch her be a part of. So I'm building those Rogers vans. I'm building like the beginning of the floors. These are
Yep.
brand new things. It's like
It's a higher
variant,
one.
the variant of what we've already done.
Yeah.
But it's a weird thing, and I don't even have to do. I hope I don't have to do any more of these fucking things. If I do, don't tell me. I'll quit. But so I put these together, and so whatever the difference is, and Marcel notices like this probably doesn't look right. So Medeiros and Nicole and Marcel and me and Ali maybe came over. I was just starting to do this whole thing, and they were like flipping through the book. They're whatever. Same time, I've had Medeiros over at my place all week this fucking week.
Oh yeah.
So they're like going. They're just trying to figure out why they did what they did, if it will actually work. I don't know the pinpoints of it all, but the point of this story is that Nicole had to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole was listening to fucking Dave and fucking Marcel and whatever talk, and was just there to understand why this is not going to be on schedule, right? Like whatever they found out, might not work out. So this means that the schedule that you've made me work out months ago is
fucked.
why do I have to justify why it is?
Yep.
And the idea of that she had to justify a schedule would work out anyway. This is why I mock you. Like, never think you have to fucking make these people do anything. The second, all you got to do is just say, do you realize how many more people, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you do in your way, but the second you say that validates everything. Like, it's so not worth being frustrated. This is when I don't want to mock you on this part. Well, I used to mock you on, like, you asked for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but now this is even grown from that. But you have to remember, like, you asked for this. You don't have to, you have to not take it as seriously, even more so. You're getting the job done.
I am getting the job done, but I just always feel like I'm not getting the job done enough or in a proper way. And like, if I'm being honest, I do like the job. I can't say that I hate the job, but the frustrations, the unexpected, like when you get into a new job, like for example, when we start becoming a welder, we know, okay, I'm going to get burned, right? That's for sure. Right? I'm going to have to deal with bird nesting. Okay, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to be hot. I'm going to have to get in cramped spaces. Okay, I'm prepared. I can do this. No problem. But then the other bullshit comes that you didn't expect. Your floor, they don't design anything properly. Nothing gets cut straight. This is like, I'm talking like beginner welder. Going. Nothing gets cut straight. Nothing is square. People, for some reason, I thought when I got into this industry, everything was going to be perfectly cut and everything was going to be just, put together like Lego. Right? But no, that's not the real world. And when you get piled on the unexpected frustrations, I'm hoping this is just like growing pains type of a thing.
That's nice to hear.
Like the unexpected frustrations of dealing with people who aren't experienced as you think they should be and not remotely as experienced as you are as a welder or fitter, right? And dealing with personalities, dealing with like, just all that kind of stuff. And that's just like on the personnel side, right? And then dealing with like forgetful. This job is way more people management than it is job management.
Yeah.
Like me knowing the job the job really has nothing to do. I can show people stuff. I'm not the best teacher because I don't like really just teaching everybody everything. I'd rather just do it and just talk quickly. And so I'd rather deal with smarter people.
So Albert, or like the senior Albert at our work, is a version of you. He started sweeping the floor, became a good welder, became a foreman, became a thing. And then you eventually exploit it to sales because you do what you become people skills in the workplace. But then how do you sell that? You're so good at our product that you get these fucking numbskulls to fucking patch together a shift.
Oh, God.
If they're lucky enough, they get somebody who cares enough to do a good job or has pride in themselves and worries about it like you. You mock me for losing sleep over making something right. I mock you for trying to control people. It's the same thing, different fucking box. Mm-hmm. So, but Albert is a version of somebody, if you just fucking take the whole big picture in there, he gets this new job change of a title.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect version of who he is as a job title. Like whatever, product manager or customer consultant.
With his picture.
I know, but that's your dumb picture on your fucking on the website too.
On the paper.
And I know, I seen it. But I'm bringing it like that's a overall. He might never have thought that he would do that when he was just a welder. But he was good at doing what he was good at, knowing the product, and people managed back in the day when he had to do it. And he was a great boss because he just knew what to do at the time. And so
was his hair always like that?
What
was his hair always like that?
It was almost like Bob Barker. It went from being jet black to white. So he was a guy who dyed his hair for a certain amount of time and then decided to say fuck it. But his hair has never changed. He's never changed. Wow. He's got a little chunky or whatever, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's weird. Like again, I've known him longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
Or just as long.
Yeah.
88. I've known him. He was my foreman. He was my you.
I was 2 when you met him.
I was just imagine. So yeah, Timmy was my you because I went on night shift back in the day and he was the foreman of the nights and had to deal with me. I'm an 18-year-old fucking version of me.
Were you difficult?
No, I was happy. I liked making money.
Were you like how you are now? You like doing your job. You do it the best you can?
In a way, yes. I've never changed from that. That's why I good friends with those. Like that's why I get along with those people. That's why I know them inside and out, like in a way. And that's why I can compare them to you like that. Like Timmy is a version of you in a way too, but he's good enough at finding at what he's good at, and in a way, he's learned to not be as exploited as you, right? Like I don't know what his responsibilities are, but it doesn't have to deal with a certain number of people. He just has to quality control. But he doesn't want to. He could be a sales. I'll bring him up. He could be sales. He knows as much as Albert does, but he's not that kind of a people person.
Yeah,
he's not that gift of gab. He's not as. He doesn't get high off of convincing people to do things, right? Like he doesn't want to sell ice to Eskimos. They have enough. Like
he wants to do it himself.
He wants to do his way, right? Like, and so, what's your way is this moving on up. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking. This is why I compared it to the lull, and this is if you hear yourself say it, like it's not as bad as it was in the lull. This is just a frustrated part, and I getting out of it is like, oh, I can live in my frustrated, not as good as Lego design. Like, you know, I'm building the castle too much. I'm like, I'm comparing it to fucking building the castle. My truck sucks. And so, but I stay there. You know what I mean? You know what? I know how to deal with a bird's nest. I should know better to deal with a better fucking bad designs. And I'm going to live in this and be happy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to live in it, not be as anxious as you. How dare I lose sleep over fucking like the bad design?
That's what I said.
No, but if I care about you and your thought, how dare you lose? I'm not saying you lose sleep, but you give thoughts to doing booby number 12's fucking like how they come in to fucking and be a good employee or produce good, or me dealing with it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I would live so much in that. Don't do this to me. You're ruining me. You're making me live in it, and I would live in more anxiety. And so I've separated that. You like the moving on up part, and you're good at it, and so they'll turn you into a salesman. They are going like this is why I brought you up with Albert. Like you're 20 fucking years from now, you're going to be the customer consultant. And you're going to know back and then I had a podcast with this guy who did it from fucking high school back in the 80s. We still have, thank you very much.
Come on,
that's
Jay.
on you, man. That's on you. And so I hope to be around. And so that's, you know what I mean, what you need to hear. I need to hear you say it to me, and I need to hear you just squeak out the frustration part. I can hear it in Marcel. We talk about it or whatever, but, and you see it within Nicole. It's just, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just that time of the month. Like we're all living in that. Like we're all synced up with Nicole. Sorry, Nicole.
Yeah, we're all synced up. Yeah.
But yeah, it's never that bad, and you like the moving on up, so you don't compare it as bad to as the lull. It seemed in this conversation.
No, it's not that bad, but god damn, these past 2 weeks, Jay.
I'm sorry, I made you talk about work. I have less than this time. 4 weeks from now, as you people are hearing this, 4 weeks from now, I'll be by the pool in Florida.
In Florida.
We're driving down. So this time,
in Miami?
oh no, yeah, this time 4 weeks from now on
Miami?
Friday we're leaving. We're taking the car. What?
In Miami?
No,
I
not
know
Miami.
you're going to
We're Orlando, middle.
Yeah, Orlando.
Miami's a little too spicy.
Yeah.
We're a little bit more fucking middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
I think that's how Florida works. It's really red at the top, rednecks like, you know, Alabama, Louisiana, whatever the fucking shit.
Yeah.
You got fucking the Panhandle,
Yeah.
and then you get the Mickey Mouse in the middle where we can all just get along, and then you go to
And then you
Miami
go down,
where
it's
anything
blue.
goes.
It's like, fuck.
Anything fucking goes down in Miami, man.
Yeah.
How's TV treating you? How's your
TV?
Virgin River, your fucking girls show? How dare you?
Virgin River.
That's hilarious.
I love this show, Jay.
What season is Virgin
swear.
River going on?
We are on season. Is we on season 5 or 4?
That's
Five, part 1.
Is it just the name? Why does Virgin River seem like a fucking W network, like a Oprah network fucking TV show?
I don't know, because it is.
That's hilarious. And you
it's
still like
very-
it?
I love it. I don't know why. Selena's like, you really like this show? And I'm just saying like, no, you can't break up with him. What is wrong with you?
That's great. It's not reality,
So-
right?
No. It's an actual show. It's shot in Vancouver at Virgin River.
Oh,
oddly
this is
enough.
why.
Yeah.
Fucking West Coast.
So it's like, British Columbia. So it's Virgin River.
Yeah. So
It's
you're
very
happy.
nice.
Look at how happy you are.
It's I love it. I love
I
it.
can't love mocking
I know you're
you about
never
it.
gonna watch it,
I might not ever watch
but
it.
I swear, Jay, I love it.
How caught up are you on our reality shows? When was the last Big Brother you watched? It was
I
on
think-
yesterday. It was on 2 Hour Wednesday.
Nope, didn't
You probably
watch
never
that.
watched, so you're 3 hours behind.
Yeah, I'm probably
All right.
3 hours
Okay,
behind.
I can't talk about
I'm
that.
probably behind on the challenge as well.
Yeah, I'm just this week behind on the challenge.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've recommended. We never talked about it. Have you watched Lioness? I don't know what the Special Forces Lioness. It's on Prime.
No.
It's like a Taylor. There's, I think the Lioness is a subtitle, not subtitle, but a you know, like whatever. It's part of the title of the show. It's something else. Lioness. It's hard fucking core.
Yeah.
Prime Lioness. If you're playing video games, you don't have time. I'm going to keep pumping it until you watch it.
Mhm.
I'm not a big military SWAT show.
I love military shows.
Well, you're going to fucking.
Is it like documentary or like show?
No, this is this is show.
Okay. Yeah.
This is by the guy who does Yellowstone.
Is it like Operation something? 'Cause
Yeah, that's right. Special Ops Lioness.
yeah. So I have seen I didn't see the trailer, but I've seen the thing.
Yeah, we've started watching it. I recommend it.
Okay.
I'm putting it up there with one of those big
I'll
ones.
definitely. We still haven't watched Yellowstone. Have you?
No, the latest isn't out.
The last season that came out recently.
We're caught up to whatever's new.
Yeah, we never watched that yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's I guess same old of that.
After watching 1923 and 1883, I just feel like that show is not going to compare.
We only ever watched 1923 once. The first episode, we never out of protest.
Finished it.
Never finished it.
It's so
Yeah, it's worth
good.
getting back.
Oh yeah, 1883 is better in
1883
my
was
opinion.
bomb.
In my opinion, but 1923 is, if you want to say
Okay.
1 and 3, I would say type of a
Interesting.
thing. It was really good.
So whatever, we slept on that Special Ops Lions show, so that was good.
Yeah, I watched that.
Too bad you can't talk about Big Brother.
Yeah.
I fucking can't wait to go karting.
Yes, we will definitely go karting.
Fucking hopefully we'll have a better fucking week at work next week.
Did you ever watch Warriors?
No, sorry,
No. Okay, so
disrespectful. How dare you watch
No,
my show if you don't watch
have
it?
to. You don't have to
Okay.
watch it because I don't know how much of a cup of tea it is for you. Like I don't know if you like kung fu
I
and
don't.
stuff. So like I don't know, but it's funny because I remember I was talking about it. I don't know if I mentioned this, and Alvin at work overheard me. He's like, "What's this Warriors you were saying?" I was talking to Gordon. He's like, "What's this Warriors?" And I started telling him about the show. And I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, "This guy's not gonna watch that." And then he messaged me like the next day or like the day after, like off work, and said, "This show's fucking amazing." He finished all the seasons in like 3 weeks.
How do you have that fucking time?
Right?
What the fuck?
He's like, "This show is amazing." Like he watched the whole thing. He loved it, but he likes kung fu stuff, so it's different.
Not in a manipulation kind of way, but I should just watch it to connect more with my friend Alvin.
Alvin,
He's
he would love it.
On Thursday, I don't know if he's caught on that I don't work Fridays anymore because he stopped fucking pretending that his Thursday is better than my Thursday.
Yeah.
But I had a frustrated week, and I hinted because I don't know him as well as you do, obviously, right? But we're good enough, right? And he was washing his hands. I was at his break, and I was getting ready to go. And he said something, whatever. And I was like, man, I'm just like happy it's done. I go, you know what? I need to hide my frustration. Basically, my message was, I need to be as good. I know you're not as good a mood as you look like you are all the time. I need to be as good as you and hide how fucking frustrated I am. He's like, man, it takes a lot of weed, bro. And I'm like, I got that part down, man. Like, that's not the fucking, like, so whatever. It was a fun interaction. We fucking went back and forth. And so if I can come back to him in like another week and say, man, bro,
yeah.
if you watch Warriors and get him going,
should. He would just go off.
just to make a new friend, like,
he'll go off.
That's hilarious.
I remember
love that.
when I work, I said, "You really like that show?" He started talking about the characters and all this person,
Nice.
and some of the people are dead, so I didn't remember them. This was like in the first thing. I'm like, "Who is that?" He's like, "This person used to do." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
That's hilarious. He's already dead. You fucking sweat.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck.
Before I forget, you said you asked Gordon at work what he would have done in your dilemma.
Yes.
What did he have done?
He said, "What are you, an asshole? You gotta buy them the grab
Oh,
drive."
nice to know. Nice. I was
You
curious.
gotta buy
I
them the
this
grab
is going to
drive.
be. Maybe it's going to color in his character and some
Yeah.
of what we have. Of
I
him.
said, "No, I want to kill them all." He's like, "They fucking traveled 200 years." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like,
So we already know Gordon has his own pet cat. So if he
Yeah.
had any other answer than that, I would have been so shocked.
yeah, no, he was on it. He's like, "You're an asshole."
So this is crazy. This is not your frustration. We should just call it that. He's not part of your frustration, right? He knows what he's doing. He probably complains about shit he shouldn't about, like me.
Okay, so
You compare him like that.
he complains every day about the drawings and like every little thing he complains about because he hasn't welded as long, so he doesn't understand that everything is not
Interesting.
perfect. But he's starting to get that. But he's
That's good, man.
He has good points. Right, he reamed into me about so many things. So the crane strap situation at work, and so I got that handled. And recently he reamed into me about for like 2 weeks, Jay, about the T floors being too wide. And I said, I remember when they were fine.
are.
And then I remember when we started cutting them down.
Yeah.
And now I remember like you get them and you get them down to a 1/4 inch and you're freaking happy now.
Yeah. I had an
right?
88-inch one that was 1/4 inch over. I was
Right?
fucking over the moon.
So he reamed into me, and when we went to the meeting on Wednesday, I brought it up, and I was like, "Listen, we actually have a big problem about these T floors." I was talking to Ryan, and Nicole was there, and I said they're just so wide, and we have a limit on how wide things can be on the road. And I'm like, "This is like crazy." He's like, "How long has this been going on for?" I said, "It's been basically a year since I started. I remember actually dealing with it, but I know it's been issues before." And he's like, I've never heard this before.
That was just, so like all those times. You know what? I'm just getting mad now. Thinking about all those times we had to cut those floor and you don't know about it.
Yeah.
Like the chain of command, nobody gives a fuck about anybody else.
Nobody gives a fuck.
And that's why it's stupid to live in that frustration.
And then you know what he said to me? This is going to be your responsibility to
Oh,
send pictures and
just
emails.
quit.
And I was like, oh my God, another thing? So when you were saying piling on, that's all I could think about. But he said your response. I took pictures and everything, so I'm going to get that
we
handled.
need you.
But it's I will give the credit to Gordon because his complaints are annoying a lot because he does it all the
Gets
time.
you to do something about it.
But some shit, when I don't have a response back or a rebuttal back, I can't. What can I say?
So you know, no, you don't. You can't. That's what you put yourself in that position. Of.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring this up because we got to go. But the even in your more thoughts of when you were trying to make me do shadowing, which thank God never had to happen. And you know,
Oh,
I mean, like,
it's coming.
Do you love those things? Oh, yeah. One of these things when I'm complaining about the designs, and I've talked about it a little bit, like I know I could do the job.
Yeah.
Like I know, and I want to, not in the saving the company kind of way that you want to do, but you end up having to do, and you're willing to do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you don't love it, why wouldn't you want to do it? If I did have to take off 3 months of work, like go back to the doctor's office, if I have operations, like it's 3 months, nothing, right? Like if you have an office, whatever. So I was like, you know what I could do? They would, if I told them, you know what, I want to take the program at the school. My light duty could be being a noob in design.
Ooh,
And I would
yeah.
eventually be good, but the fact that Charles would be my boss
Oh.
and living in that frustration, my
Yeah.
happiness would decrease.
I agree.
But you don't get to be what you're going to end up being, or the Albert, or even the Tim, whatever we're talking about. Is like, yeah, you know what, you're good at this.
Yeah,
you can
but
make
I don't have a Charles in the way, so
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah,
I can't sit in a room with that guy too long.
I know, but that's the problem. That's why, for sure. But the thought has occurred.
I think
could
you
do
should.
It.
I think
Shut
you
up.
should.
Don't make me work with Charles.
I think
I know. That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
No, you're right. No,
You
no,
know,
no.
like,
I
that's
can't
what I'm
be-
saying.
That there's a line.
All right, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for before this guy convinces me to that. Like, come on, get these people out of here.
I'd like to thank you guys for listening to the work-related podcast.
Oh, back to being an OG work related.
Yes.
I can't wait to talk about hopefully going go karting next week. But
Well, we will for sure.
Don't follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on X.
Once Big Brother's over, we'll be putting some shit up there. We already talked about Tammy and I going back and forth. I know it's a bad outro.
it's
I'm
all
doing a
good.
photo essay. She was like, "Oh, it sounds like you have to do so." You know, no promises, but maybe Big Brother will be over and there'll be a photo essay at the end of October.
Yes.
Stay tuned.